The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Harmon and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields and Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Special class for me tonight because there's some special folks that are going in. All the athletes.
Good evening and welcome to P.O. Faulkner Park here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. It's West Virginia High School baseball action before we get to the pregame show for tonight's contest between Musselman and Martinsburg. We will join live now, currently in progress, the Martinsburg High School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
A long time before she passed. She was one of the most special women in my life, almost like a second mother to me. She taught me a lot as it pertained to this job and to life. So very special class for me along with the other great inductees that we have. How did we get here? Hall of Fame committee meets every fall to review the applications we received and vote on inductees. As a result of that, we have over 120 that have been inducted thus far. MHS over 140 plus years old, so we have less than one per year who have been inducted. There'll be a plaque placed in the Hall of Fame trophy case that includes their picture and a list of few of the accomplishments that were driving force behind their induction into the Hall of Fame. At this time, I want to introduce Wanda Miller, who's going to read some bios for us, and then we'll hear from our inductees.
Going in alphabetical order this evening, and the first one on our list is Mr. Grant Davis. Grant Davis is a member of the class of 2013. He is best known for his accomplishments on the tennis court. He was three-time first-team All-State member of the Region 2 Championship team, 2013 runner-up in state AAA singles, four-time Journal Player of the Year. Grant continued to play tennis at Shepherd University, serving as team captain for 3 years. He received the D2 Athletic Directors Association Academic Achievement Award and was the two-time member of the Mountain East All-Conference second team. Grant earned an accounting degree from Shepherd. He continued his education at Liberty University, earning a master's in special education, and currently teaches in Loudoun County schools. Outside of school, he enjoys cherished moments with his wife Danielle and their son Nate. They are all eagerly awaiting Nate's brother's arrival, which I understand is going to be pretty soon. Grant Davis.
Everyone for being here tonight. First off, I would like to give a big congratulations to the other Hall of Fame class inductees this year. At this time, I would also like to thank Mr. Sherman and Mr. Davis Moore for all their support in hosting this event tonight. Also, thank you for your continued support in the athletics and academics of the current students at Martinsburg High School. It makes me very proud to be an alumni of Martinsburg and to continue to see the successes of the current students. To both Musselman and Martinsburg's baseball teams tonight, congratulations on a great season up to this point, and I wish both teams the best of luck tonight. At this time, I would like to thank the people who have helped got me to this moment. First off, I would like to thank all of my coaches that I had before I got to high school. Without them, I would not have a love and a passion for the sport of tennis. To Coach Judy Lalo. Miss Lalo unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but she dedicated 35 years to the sport of tennis. She really shaped what tennis was at Martinsburg High School, so I do want to dedicate this night to her as well. To Coach Steve Childs, thank you for always being the coach that I needed. You were always there for the tough moments, the hard matches, and for the practices. So I wouldn't be here without you today. To my family members, to my mom and dad, thank you for all the support that you gave me. As teachers, I know it was tough to sacrifice a lot of your nights, but one thing the Eastern Panhandle lacked was athletic facilities in the sport of tennis. You guys constantly drove me to Virginia, Maryland, and DC on school nights to make sure that I had the training that I needed to be successful. So thank you to both of you. To my brother Carter, arguably the best tennis player that I know. Thank you for the competitiveness that we always had. Looking back, my favorite moment being here at Martinsburg was sharing the court with you. Playing doubles my senior year and also playing collegiately with you and sharing the doubles court as well was one of my favorite moments. Lastly, to my wife Danielle and my son Nate, thank you for being here tonight and sharing this moment with me. I know Danielle's about ready to have our baby, so I'm very excited for the upcoming month and for Wyatt to join us. Once again, thank you from everyone from Martinsburg that has made this night possible and for making this moment and for me being proud to be a Bulldog alumni. Thank you very much.
Our next inductee is William Bill Harmon, and I'm sorry I can't call him William. Bill and I worked together for many years, and there are a lot of stories I could tell, but then he might retaliate. Bill Harmon is a member of the class of 1978. He was a two-sport athlete playing both football and basketball. He has also served as a coach and a teacher. Bill was the quarterback for the 1977 team and a 3-year starter on defense. He played guard on the 77-78 basketball team. Rumor has it Bill is still pretty scrappy on the basketball court. Bill played 1 year of football for Potomac State. He earned a bachelor's as well as a master's degree from WVU. Bill bounced around in some coaching and teaching jobs before landing at Martinsburg High School as both a valued teacher and coach. He concluded his teaching career in Jefferson County. Bill and his wife Barbara have 2 daughters, Greta and Chloe, and 4 grandchildren. Please welcome Bill Harmon to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you. And thank you, members of the committee. It's a great honor. I want to thank my coaches, the late Bob Kaminsky and Dave Rogers, who led us to many victories in the 1970s. We were well coached and had great teams. Also, my teammates, who always supported me and were great athletes. Among them, the legendary Fulton Walker. I want to thank the coaches that hired me, the late Greg Dorn and Mick Razel, Coach Gray and Coach Walker, all gave me an opportunity to contribute to their programs. Also, the assistant coaches I worked with, Coaches Etherington, Anderson, Brock, Sign, and Hessen. We worked hard, we had a great time, and we won a lot of ball games. We transitioned 4 different head coaches over a period of 10 years, and that's not easy. I want to thank my family, especially my wife Barbie, brothers Tom and Ron, sister Elaine, and my parents who gave me everything I needed. Also my uncle Cecil Perkins, and a shout out to my good friend Kevin Jackson. But mostly I want to thank the students and the players I had the privilege to work with all those years. Without their effort and commitment, I wouldn't be here. So as much as I enjoyed playing at MHS, I enjoyed teaching and coaching even more. The memories and experiences and the relationships outweigh any game that I was in. And it's been 50 years since I entered MHS as a sophomore in 1975, and a lot of things have changed. But a couple things haven't. Number one, kids still need teachers and coaches. And number two, Dave Rogers is still the basketball coach. Finally, MHS has been very good to me and my family. My daughters Greta and Chloe graduated here and received a great education. And I want to thank the faculty that made that happen. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Logan Jenkins, also a former student of mine. Logan Jenkins is a member of the class of 2012. He was a 3-sport athlete participating in football, wrestling, and track, but he's best known for his prowess on the football team. Logan holds school records for most career tackles and assisted tackles. He's a multi-year member of the Journal All-Area team and Defensive Player of the Year. He made AAA All-State Defense and is the Sam Huff Award winner, which is the defensive player in the state. He is a member of 2 AAA state championship teams. Logan played college football at Concord, his play assisting to secure the Mountain East Championship. He received degrees from Concord and WVU and currently serves as an accountant for FEMA. In his spare time, he coaches for the Bulldogs. Logan and his wife Callie are the proud parents of Shepherd and Savannah. Please help me welcome Logan Jenkins.
First of all, I want to start by thanking God because it is by His grace I'm able to stand before you today. It is truly an honor to be here today, and I cannot thank MHS enough for shaping me into the man I am. To my parents and Mark and Kim Jenkins, I thank you for the love and support and sacrifice it took to give me the opportunity to chase my dreams. To my grandmother Linda, who's here today, I will never forget coming to your house for breakfast for a gourmet. Callie and Shepherd and Savannah, thank you for all your patience, love, and support. I know football season is hard because it requires time away from you guys, but there's nothing better than seeing your smiling faces on a Friday night. I love you guys. To every teacher, former teammate, player, and coach I had along the way, I thank each and every one of you. You always push me to be the best version of myself, and you don't know how much you mean to me. To the community that supported me, and to every Bulldog before and after me, thank you. You are the backbone of Martinsburg Athletics. Today is special not only because I am now a member of the Hall of Fame, but because I am now a member of the Hall of Fame on the same day as my coach, Brian Stein. Coach Stein, words cannot describe how much you mean to me and how much I appreciate all you've done for me. It is because of you that I decided to ask Coach Sherman to come back and volunteer. You played here, you played in college, and you came back to share your knowledge with every player you had. I came back. I became the player I did because you taught me what you learned along the way. This is the same model that I try to embody every time I step onto the field. I share the knowledge I learned from you and incorporate what I've learned in college and give back to the next generation of Bulldogs. Thank you. David Walker, Britt Sherman, Mark Hash, Chuck Lynch, Mark Ostrowski, Steve Roach, Tate Hash, Kevin Jenkins, and Kevin Allen. Thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of the Bulldog family and give back to the community that gives me so much. I'm now raising my children in my hometown, and I cannot wait for them to begin their educational journey, which will eventually lead them being a Bulldog. I've even converted my wife, who is a graduate of Wyoming East High School, to be a Bulldog. And let's say she looks better in orange and black. Martinsburg is a special community, and I am thankful to call it my home. Our educators are passionate, our coaching staffs are dedicated and always there for their players, and our community is loyal to their people. The relationships I have formed here in Martinsburg run deep, and I hope to give back to my community in every way that I can. As always, go Dogs.
Deb Myers was not a graduate of MHS, but no one was a more loyal Bulldog. Anyone ever associated with the school knows that there is that one person who is the heart of the school, and for many years Deb was that person at MHS. She was the one who answered all of our questions, gave advice on how things should be done, was a shoulder to cry on and a friend to laugh with, celebrated our victories and mourned our losses, and last but not least, nourished our bodies and our souls. Her dedicated service and unwavering commitment have left an indelible mark on Martinsburg High School. Deb's legacy of dedication has touched the entire MHS community, and here to accept for her tonight is her daughter, Katie Myers.
First of all, I want to give thanks and praise to the Lord for the blessing of being here this evening and sharing this wonderful event with all of you. It is an incredible honor to have our mom inducted into this class of inductees. Martinsburg High School has a unique way of weaving its people back into the community fabric, creating a rich tapestry of connections. These connections are present here tonight among this fantastic group of inductees. Congratulations to you all. Thank you to the MHS administration team and support staff for hosting this evening and bringing us all together. I need to first of all thank Jan Kidwell, Miranda Lynch, and Sarah Lovell for their incredible letters of nomination and support to the Hall of Fame Committee. Without you, we would not be here tonight, and our family will always be grateful to you in ways words cannot express. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Katie Myers, and I'm the proud daughter of Deb Myers. I'm here today with my father, sister, aunt, and many family and friends to share with you a few things about the irreplaceable Deb Myers. She was MHS. Even though she graduated from St. Joe's Catholic High School with the last graduating class of St. Joe's and was a crusader at heart, her blood was orange and black. There was not a group or an event at MHS that she was not part of during her many years of service at Martinsburg High School. She was the face of the main office, the gatekeeper to the administration, not just from angry parents, but also teachers. She was a mom figure to the numerous office aides at MHS and had a remarkable way of making those she loved feel special, especially with the food she made. She also had a way of letting you know if she was upset with you. You might not always know why she was upset with you, but you knew she was upset. Faith, family, and service were the things that defined who she was, and most of the time, those three things were interchangeable for her. Her faith guided her unconditional love for her family, but family wasn't just her blood, rather a diverse collection of individuals she cherished through experiences shared. And she served her family and the ones she loved through acts of kindness and giving that would ultimately involve her making you food. Now, her food was something to talk about. If you have been at an event at Martinsburg High School from 1990 to 2022, you probably had her food at some point. Each dish she made with love. Some of her favorite memories at MHS include preparing food for the Hall of Fame events, feeding MHS sports teams, catering Berkeley County retirement dinners, feeding WVU President Gee when he visited MHS. But most of all, her most cherished moments and favorite people to cook for were her admin teams. They were spoiled with food in ways no other administration in Berkeley County has ever been. Former administrators have at times returned to MHS on days they knew she would be cooking and bringing in food. Some mornings, she would show up with packets of foil filled with pepperoni rolls, making sure to set one on each person's desk and letting you know they're warm, so you better go eat them now. The connections she made at MHS helped enrich her life with friendships and memories that filled her with happiness and joy beyond measure. Her times with Kathy Butts in the cheerleading squad, the 1994 state basketball team singing her happy birthday as they returned to their hotel after winning the state championship, her years as an assistant coach of the MHS girls soccer team, the dinners she hosted at our home for her friends and colleagues were all incredible times for her. But some of her most talked about and most cherished times came through the one-on-one conversations about life that she had with bosses like Rick Dool and Trent Sherman. These conversations led to deep-rooted friendships that made her feel seen and heard and respected professionally. These experiences fulfilled her in a profound way that provided her with a sense of belonging. She was more than grateful to be part of the MHS family. She was blessed. Remember, every day is a gift. Live and love as big as you can, because that is what she did. Thank you again for this honor. Our family is forever grateful.
Our next inductee is Aisha Robinson. Aisha Robinson is a member of the class of 209. She was a 4-year participant in basketball, track, volleyball, and lettered in all 3 sports. Aisha is probably best known for her dominance in basketball. She scored 1,000 points. She was second team All-State as a junior and first team as a senior. 3 times first team All-Conference, 2 times Journal first team, All-Tournament team at the state tournament. Aisha played Division I basketball at East Tennessee State. In the words of her former coach, incredible. Aisha couldn't be here this evening. She sends her regrets and her thanks. Our next inductee is Brian Syme, and Davis Moore will do the honors.
He's so nervous. Good evening. It is my honor to introduce a coach, co-worker, and most importantly, a friend for induction to the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame. I have known Brian Syme for over 25 years of my life, playing for him, coaching with him, and now for the last 6 years, working alongside him. I can assure you that there is no one more fitting or deserving to be bestowed this honor than him. Coach Syme, as I still call him on a daily basis, is a 1990 graduate of Martinsburg High School. While at Martinsburg, he was a 3-sport athlete, captaining the football, wrestling, and track team. In football, Brian was a 2-time All-State selection and was awarded the State Player of the Week for his defensive performance against Allegheny, ending their 19-game win streak. After high school, Brian continued his football career at West Virginia Wesleyan. There, again, he earned a team captain position and was an all-conference player. When his time concluded at Wesleyan, Brian was able to get a start in his coaching career, helping Wesleyan win their first conference title in 50 years. His time at Wesleyan came to an end when he decided to come back home to Martinsburg to join the staff of an up-and-coming coach from East Hardy. There, alongside Coach Walker, Coach Syme helped create the tradition of excellence we see today with our football program. Managing the Black Dog defense, Coach Syme instituted the mentality of pursuit, tackle, win, and helped the program win 4 state championships, with the first being a 30-0 shutout of Brooke in 2010. Brian ultimately pivoted from coaching and accepted a role as an assistant principal at Martinsburg, a position he still holds today. In this role, Brian has touched many students and parents' lives, treating them fairly, with respect, and having their best interest at the forefront. Without his efforts, there are many alumni out there today who wouldn't have graduated without his assistance. I could go on and on about why Coach Syme is deserving of this honor tonight, but I will end it with this. In this Hall of Fame, there is Olympian, Major League athletes, Jeopardy winners, and a famous musician. But Coach Sy, you will be remembered for something far greater: the lives you shaped, the bonds you built, and your dedication to Martinsburg High School. Coach, thank you for being a leader, a mentor, and a true friend. This Hall of Fame may now hold your name, but your legacy lives in all of us who've been lucky enough to know you. Congratulations, you've earned every bit of this moment.
Coach Bowler, I know I'm on the clock. I stand here tonight honored, thankful, and blessed. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee, to our MHS administrative team, the best in business, including our secretaries and everyone who helped prepare this tonight, and to Davis Moore for that incredible introduction. Honored to be selected into this Hall of Fame class with these exceptional people and exceptional athletes. I'm honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with individuals who have coached me, players that I've had the opportunity to coach, and individuals who I've had the opportunity to coach with, all sitting here with me. All of you have had a direct impact on my accomplishments as a player and my growth and success as a coach at Martinsburg High School. I'm honored to be with all of you in attendance tonight. Thankful. For the months leading up to this day, they've all been a humbling experience. To think that I will be forever included in this distinguished fraternity is amazing. Reflecting on how many people have had a part in this journey for me has humbled me and made me realize the support systems necessary to carry someone from their first exposure to a sport to the top levels of achievement. While it's impossible to thank everyone and still be able to watch a game tonight, I need to thank some people who, without question, have led me to this point. Thank you to my parents, who I know would be very proud to be a part of this tonight. Thank you to my brother for always making me explain why we made this call or that call after games. Thank you to all my teammates, coaches, and players. Logan, thank you for being exceptional, and all the players throughout the years for making me look better and smarter than I probably was. Thank you to Mike Sherman for your support from day one. Best linebacker tandem in the business. Sorry, Logan. I want to say thank you to Coach Bill Struble for the opportunity to play college football at the next level and for giving me the opportunity to start my coaching career at West Virginia Wesleyan. Thank you to Coach Brittner for the opportunity to coach wrestling here at MHS and build a tremendous program. Who else could kick a chair into a deputy sheriff and blame it on them? And thank you to Coach Walker for taking a chance on a 24-year-old with limited experience and giving me the opportunity to help with you build a program that went from a check mark on everybody's schedule to the program no one wants to play. Your mentorship, leadership, and friendship have shaped my life, and I thank you for that. Thank you to A.R. Emmert and Mark Jenkins, who had a vision together in the garage to nominate me for the Hall of Fame. Your support has always been appreciated. Thank you to my extended family for your support throughout the years. John, Geneva, Leah, DJ, Mike, and Katie, I appreciate you all. Thank you to Trey, who is playing his last collegiate baseball game tonight in Bloomsburg, to Cameron, to Molly, and Cannon for being the incredible children that you have been. You've made life easy for your mother and I. Continue to chase your dreams and climb to your goals. We're proud of each of you for who you are and who you will become. And finally, thank you to my incredible wife, Emily. Thank you for your unwavering support throughout those many years during my coaching career. Thank you for being the one who took care of everything, who managed our family when I was at practice, film sessions, or away at games. The time missed for family events, you were always there for our family. You allowed me to pursue my ambitions and goals while putting your own ambitions on hold. I love you for the sacrifices you made for me, and I'll be eternally grateful. You've changed my life. Thank you. Tonight I will leave you guys with one message. On every scouting report I ever wrote here, I wrote those 3 words that Mr. Moore was talking about. Pursue, tackle, win. In football terms, it's pretty simple. Line up where you're supposed to be, and then at the snap, pursue the target, be fast and physical, refuse to be blocked, and be relentless. Play through the whistle. Get to the ball. When you get there, have the confidence to grab, claw, do whatever you have to make that tackle. If you have 11 players with that mentality and that effort on every play, ultimately you'll win. It makes sense, right? As I've gotten older, I've realized that those same 3 principles apply to life. Pursue your goals and dreams. Be relentless. Refuse to let anyone or anything keep you from reaching what you want. There will be obstacles in your path, and these are the things that will ultimately build your character and shape who you are. When you're near your goal, tackle it and never let go. In life, people will try to tear you away from this achievement. This is where you build your resilience and your commitment. Win. The path is never easy, but if you pursue and tackle every day, you will win at being a parent, you will win at being a husband or a wife, you will win at your career, and you will win at life. Thank you, everyone. Let's go get it.
Thank you again, folks, for coming out. To continue with this tradition, we need nominations. So please assist us in identifying those who have contributed to Martinsburg High School and are successful in their lives, due in part to their education they have received here. How do you nominate? Go to our website. There is an activities and programs link up top, and then Hall of Fame application. And that's how you can nominate someone for the Martinsburg Hall of Fame. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Go Dogs.
So that concludes tonight's Hall of Fame ceremony here at P.O. Faulkner Park for Martinsburg High School. Before we step aside and go to break to begin our pregame show, I want to make an announcement for the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association. The annual banquet will take place Saturday, May 24th at 1 p.m. at the Holiday Inn located at 301 Foxcroft Avenue in downtown Martinsburg. Tickets are available at Jordan & Hess, Patterson's Drugstore, or call Dale at 304-676-6969. Tickets cost $26 each and are being sold up until May 16th. They're also asking any Martinsburg High School graduate to mail their $10 dues to continue funding the high school's alumni scholarships as well. You can mail those to the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association Treasurer, P.O. Box 3007, Martinsburg, West Virginia 25402, and visit the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association Facebook page for more updates. Again, step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll begin our pregame show for tonight's contest between Musselman and Martinsburg here on Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10.
So the other day, a judge asked me how much younger I am.
Well, the other day, a judge asked me how much taller I am.
But who's the better lawyer?
Well, that's an easy one.
At Skinner, we don't leave results to chance. We fight for what you deserve. If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s.
Double or nothing.
SkinnerWins.com.
Hey,
it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube for West Virginia High School baseball action. Due to that Hall of Fame ceremony, first pitch has been slated now to 7:15 as we welcome you into the pregame show, which is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. He'll from him here soon with a pregame interview of Coach Hartman, as well as Aaron Byler from myself earlier. Joined by him, our camera crew tonight is Kyler High and Alec Epperson. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Musselman comes in 12-13 overall, 1-8 in conference play after signature win yesterday, 6-1 over 8th-ranked Hedgesville. First conference win of the season for Musselman. And then Martinsburg comes into tonight's game 14-9 overall, 5-3 in conference play, coming off a 5-3 win yesterday on the road against the number one team in the state, the Jefferson Cougars. So both teams coming off big wins heading into tonight's contest here at P.O. Faulkner Park. So it'll come down to which team can ride that wave and continue the good vibes, but also not have their minds too high up in the clouds after that win, and can focus on the task at hand tonight in defeating their cross-county rival. For Martinsburg, it will be Jameer Brown getting a start yet again here. And on the opposite side for Musselman, it will be Tanner Sharp getting the start for the Applemen. Last time these teams met, it was a one-score ball game in favor of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10, back in 2 minutes.
When it comes to surgery, experience and innovation matter. At WVU Medicine, our board-certified surgeons use the latest robotic and minimally invasive techniques to provide better outcomes and faster recoveries. We offer a full range of procedures, including advanced hernia repair, anti-reflux surgery, breast cancer surgery, colon resection, gallbladder removal, skin cancer, and lesion removal. Trust the region's leader in advanced surgical care. Call WVU Medicine Surgery today at 304-596-2150.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. A few minutes away from first pitch between Musselman and Martinsburg. Let's now hear from both teams' head coaches. Interviews brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. First joined by Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler. Coach Byler, your team coming off a signature win yesterday over number 1 Jefferson. Just walk us through that game and how you build off of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. It's a big win for us. I think it'll go a long way in regional seeding and standings. And, you know, anytime you can go to Jefferson, beat the number 1 team in the state, you got to feel good about that. But like I told them, we could enjoy it for a couple hours and then shower it off and get ready to go because, you know, you got a big one tonight with Musselman that, you know, we have to win if we want to, you know, keep our, what I think should be a 2 or 3 seed in the regional tournament.
Easier said than done, kind of getting over that big win heading into today, but how do you make sure that your team is fully prepared with everything else going on today as well?
Oh, they'll handle it well. You know, it's all, you know, there's a lot going on with Hall of Fame and the big win last night, but, you know, I think the morale's really good right now. I think they're playing with confidence, and, you know, I hope and that they'll handle it well and do all the right things we need to do.
Last time against Musselman, low-scoring, one-score game, not a lot of hits on either side. What do you expect here in this game?
I think it'll be a very similar game. You know, our margin of error, like we've talked about before, is thin. So we're going to have to hold them down. You know, last night we only had 4 strikeouts. So if we can only strike out 4 times or less tonight and put the ball in play and put a little pressure on them, you know, I like our chances, especially with Jameer on the mound, who's pitched really well all year.
You mentioned they only 4 strikeouts, as that was obviously a glaring issue for your team at the beginning of the year. What have you seen that's really changed in the approach to have that change?
Well, we're just battling up with 2 strikes and putting the ball in play. When you put the ball in play, good things happen. You know, it's a credit to their work ethic. It's a credit to the coaching staff that does a great job with them. Just getting better, and I think they've gotten better every day.
Final thoughts for Jameer Brown getting the start, as you just mentioned?
Just get strike 1, pound the zone. You know, let us make plays behind you. If he does that, you know, he's done that all year long. I expect him to do it tonight. So nothing different there.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
All right, here with Coach Hartman, Musselman Applemen. Coach, I want to ask you real quick about your game against Hedgesville yesterday, able to get the win. What did you feel about that game for your team today, yesterday?
I mean, that was absolutely a good win. We played pretty good defense. That's the first time we pretty much put that product on the field all year. Pitching was solid. Isaac did an absolutely phenomenal job. Ethan came in behind him and shut it down as well. And got enough hits, got the job done. It was a really fun win for us yesterday.
All right, what can you tell me about who you have on the mound tonight and how they've been for you lately?
So Tanner Sharp's on the mound for us tonight. He's been solid for us all year. Hopefully he has no good outing tonight and have a good opportunity to win the ball game tonight as well.
Coming in here to Martinsburg tonight, it was a really tightly contested one with Martinsburg when they came to your place. What did you kind of learn from that one? And you think some of the things you can bring to the table this time around that are the same, or you can improve on?
So that was early in the year. Obviously, it was an early matchup with them, and I think it was a one-run ball game. We've had a lot of those this year, and just try to find ways to win games like that. And as far as what we take from that, your scouting reports on the kids, see where they go situation with that, and hopefully come out and have a good opportunity to win tonight.
If you said there's one thing tonight that if you guys do that well, you have a really good feeling about how this one will go for you.
Just play the glove. If we can, like I said, if we can limit our errors, limit our mistakes. Our problem this year has been errors, and if we can limit those, and I feel like we have a good opportunity in any game we play.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys.
That was the coaches' interviews. Let's now get tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First for the visiting Musselman Applemen, leading off the center fielder, number 7, Ryder Gantz. Batting second at second base, number 1, Isaac Gilbert. Batting third, the catcher, number 9, Taryn Boyles. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 21, Tanner Sharp. Batting fifth, playing shortstop for Musselman, number 4, Wyatt McClintock. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 22, Jacob Parashuk. Batting seventh, first baseman, number 8, Will Pavanelli. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 12, is Camden Woolham. Batting ninth at third base, number 11, Ethan Hinchman. Now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, leading off, the pitcher, number 27, Jameer Brown. Batting second, third baseman, number 10, Silas Zarnecki. Batting third, the center fielder, number 7, Christian Alter. Batting fourth and playing in right field, number 23, Malachi Green. Batting fifth, shortstop, number 4, Grant Henderson. Batting sixth, designated hitter, number 18, Braden Armolt. Batting seventh, first baseman, number 9, Bradley Loper. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 20, Stephen Kaufman. Batting ninth, left fielder, number 11, R.J. Brown. Doing the catching tonight for Martinsburg, number 5, Braden Fox. And that is both teams' starting lineups, brought to you by Floor Pools. Let me officially welcome in my broadcast partner here tonight, Dylan Bishop, as we, before going to break, want to hear from you, Dylan. Any thoughts?
Sure, yeah. I didn't expect to come into tonight saying that Martinsburg had beaten Jefferson yesterday. That is a huge win for them, and I'm sure that they're looking to build momentum here in a home game against a Musselman team where the first time these two teams played, it was a really, really good matchup. You know, Grant Henderson was on the mound for Martinsburg in that one, and just overall, I think it was a little bit of a pitcher's duel, and Martinsburg very early in that game couldn't drive in runners from scoring position, second and third base. But that's something that they've gotten better at as the season's gone on. But on the other side, even Coach Hartman, when he was talking to me, he said, that was early in the season. We learned a lot since then. It was Wyatt McClintock on the mound in that one for Musselman to start, and they brought him back in at the end. But overall, I think Jameer Brown has done a very good job for Martinsburg so far this year. We saw him on Saturday, pitched just enough to stay in a rhythm, and then still be available to pitch as many pitches as he needs to before he gets to the limit at the end. I'm intrigued to see if Martinsburg can continue the momentum after beating Jefferson like that, or if this is kind of ends up being more of a letdown game for them, where they're riding high off of that and they don't focus on this matchup quite as much. It'll be a nice test in that sort of way, more in the mental aspect of things for a young team like the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how both sides fare with that, because also Musselman getting that 6-1 win over Hedgesville yesterday, top 10 win, and win number 1 in the EPAC. So we'll step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll get starting battery and have first pitch between Musselman and Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Back in 2.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and WV Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms and be fast in seeking medical attention. B, balance loss. E, eyesight changes. F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. Immediate treatment can decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
Providing
John's Pool Supplies, your local one-stop shop for all of your swimming pool needs. Located at 237 Eagle School Road, John's Pool Supplies has over 30 years of experience and a large selection of products, services, and supplies for your pool or hot tub. From custom liner installation and pool inspections to free water testing, call John's Pool Supplies at 304-267-2000 or go to johnspoolsupplies.com.
Welcome back as the pre-game festivities have concluded. So we head now to the top of the first inning. Top of the first. Brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. Again, for Musselman, the lineup looks like this. It goes Gantz, Gilbert, Boyles, Sharp, McClintock, Parishchuk, Pavanelli, Woolham, Hinchman. They will go up against, on the Martinsburg side of things, on the mound, Jameer Brown. And behind the plate doing the catching is Braden Fox. Starting battery brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street. Call them at 304-901-4777. Visit their Facebook page. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me on the call is Dylan Bishop, camera crew. Alec Epperson, Kyler High. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. Dylan, while we have the time here, Jameer Brown warms up. Let's look at his season stats so far on the mound for the homestanding Martinsburg Bulldogs.
We'll have to find them there for you.
My apologies for putting you on the spot there, Dylan.
We'll get there. I'll get them to you when I can.
So, well, I'll continue his warm-ups for Martinsburg in the all-white home uniforms with the Bulldogs script fun on the front in orange, outlined in black. The orange hats with the Block M logo on the front with black bill. And for Musselman, it's the all Kelly green Musselman uniforms with the Applemen on the front, donned with white script and a red stripe across the front to have the Applemen block behind it.
I've got you, Colin. Jameer Brown, 34 innings on the season and 6 starts. Record of 2-4, but an ERA that's a 2.47 on the year. 16 walks to 35 strikeouts and a 1.29 whip overall. And batters are hitting .220 against him.
Thank you, Dylan. Again, apologies for putting you on the spot there. Apologies for those tuned in for the delay as well. His first pitch comes in at 7:22, and that first pitch, it's a breaking ball from Jameer Brown that drops into Gantz for strike one. His first pitch brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCloy, who's in attendance here for tonight's game. It's the next pitch, a swing and a miss from Gantz. Count now 0-2. You can call Marius Group at 304-263-4343 or stop by, schedule an appointment at 1270 Winchester Avenue in downtown Martinsburg. Is the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball that is grounded down the third baseline, stays fair, but in foul territory. On the dive goes Zarnecki. His throw across the diamond off the mark. So Gantz will get on base to lead things off, and no, it looks like a late foul ball call by our home plate umpire. So scratch everything out that I just said. Keep it an 0-2 count for Gantz as he jogs back down the first baseline and grabs his bat off the turf.
I think we were just also amazed at the diving snag there by Zarnecki that nobody really paid attention to what the home plate.
Yeah, everybody wanted to see if he could make the throw as the 0-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gantz goes down for out number 1.
We just read off his stats there. Jameer has been an impressive pitcher so far this year, and we could tell that early on that he was going to be a part of this rotation. The way that he was getting some innings in as a freshman, usually on those Saturday games, but it's built from there that he's probably the number 2 guy that they have.
And now the first pitch to Gilbert is strike 1, so 5 strikes thrown so far by Jameer Brown, picking up where he left off on Saturday. 1 pitch, softly grounded to the right side of the infield. Loper, the first baseman, will scoop it up. Covering the first base bag is the pitcher, Jameer Brown, who makes the catch and steps on the bag for out number 2.
I think Musselman's going to have to walk a line here between, that Martinsburg wants to focus on throwing first pitch strikes, and you're going to be able to take advantage of that at some point in time, more than likely, but you got to make sure that it's good contact. You're not just swinging it in, just anything. It's a delicate balance.
Taryn Boyles now steps up to the plate for Musselman. As Brown winds up in the first pitch. Misses high for ball 1 to the catcher. So 1-0 count with 2 out here in the top of the first. Nobody on. As Brown sets, and the 1-0 pitch to Boyles is low for ball 2.
This is a dangerous middle of this order. Boyles, Sharp, McClintock, especially Boyles. This is a good test for Jameer Brown.
2-0. It's going to be a line shot into left center field. Alter on his horse tries to get there, but it'll be a ground rule double as it hops over the left center field wall for Boyles with 2 down here in the top of the first.
He was sitting on the right pitch there. Got a really good bat on the ball. Just hit it in the perfect spot in the left center field gap.
Now we will get a courtesy runner for the catcher, Taryn Boyles, as coming up to the plate is Sharp, trying to help him out before going out on the mound. Get you here momentarily who that courtesy runner is out there for Musselman.
24?
Yes.
Alex Whitmer.
Whitmer. Thank you, Dylan. So Whitmer now, base runner at second, takes his lead as we resume action. Brown looking at the runner behind him. Looks back towards home. First pitch, fastball high to Sharp for ball 1. So 1-0 count here to the cleanup batter for Musselman and Sharp with a runner on second. Next pitch going to be popped up in foul territory to the right towards the stands at the fence. Nearly getting it off that brick backstop is Braden Fox, but it hits the net. Count now 1-1.
I'll be intrigued to see how the Martinsburg defense fares when Musselman starts putting balls into play. And there wasn't really anything you could do with that hit from Boyles, but this is a different defensive alignment than we're used to seeing from Martinsburg once they sort of settled into what they wanted their everyday lineup to look like. Stephen Kaufman at second base. And it's, as opposed to, I think you usually would see Jacob Blosser out and left. They've kind of switched things around from there.
Breaking ball to Sharp outside from Brown. The count now 2-1.
And as we've heard Tripp and the likes say, Christian Alter was playing a lot of second base, but not a natural second baseman. He's in his natural spot now in center.
2-1 pitch. Popped foul again over the right way and out of play behind the fans in attendance. Count now even at 2 apiece. 2 out, top of the first. Scoreless between Musselman and Martinsburg. Musselman with a runner on second base after the ground rule double by Boyles. Brown It's a sign from Braden Fox, his catcher, sets, and the 2-2 pitch. Lined right back to Brown, and he snags it. That'll end the inning. It's a line drive right towards Jameer Brown, and he was ready for it. Had no choice, honestly. But what a play there to end that one and strand the runner on second.
It was almost just self-preservation to get that glove up. But he had it right in the exact spot it needed to be, so that's just really good reaction time. What a play.
So a step aside, take a 1-minute break, and then be back with the bottom of the first here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park. Bottom of the first inning brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com as the Bulldogs come up to bat for the first time this evening. Let's take another look at their lineup here tonight. Jameer Brown leads things off, followed by Zarnecki, then Alter, Green, Henderson, Armolt, Loper, Kaufman, and lastly, R.J. Brown as they go up against on the Musselman side of things. Tanner Sharp out on the mound for the Applemen. Still scoreless here after that first half inning that ended with a line drive right back to Jameer Brown, who made the catch immediately to strand the runner at second and keep things scoreless so far. Now he'll come up to the plate to try to light the spark for the Bulldogs.
He's done well for himself at the top of the order. Had that walk-off home run recently.
Well, Jameer takes a deep breath before stepping in for his leadoff at bat here in the bottom of the first against Sharp. Sharp adjusts his hat, sets. The first pitch from the righty to Brown is just below the knees for ball one.
Brown's hitting 378 on the season so far. 983 OPS.
1-0 will be a pop-up in the shallow right field. Backing up on it is the second baseman, Isaac Gilbert. Gets underneath it and makes the catch for out number one. Now batting for Martinsburg will be the third baseman, Silas Zarnecki.
Team leader in on-base percentage. Coach Byler has had to make some adjustments to this lineup, but they've made sense, especially when you look at the team stats now. You got the team leader in batting average hitting first, team leader in on-base percentage hitting second, who's also second in average, and then third in your average is your cleanup hitter.
First pitch from Sharp to Zarnecki, taken for strike one. Zarnecki, a sophomore, having a solid year for Martinsburg. As you said, leads the team in on-base percentage. Also has a walk-off for the Bulldogs this year is the next pitch. Fouled straight back. Count 0-2. Not a walk-off home run like Jameer Brown, but a walk-off squeeze play, bunt laid down perfectly to get the win earlier this season.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have the slugging percentage of Jameer Brown, but he's still second on the team. It's really just how often he gets on base that makes him so effective, even as just a sophomore.
0-2 pitch is high. Zarnecki does not offer at it. Count now 1-2 with one out here in the bottom of the first. Just the 1-2 pitch will come in and get a piece of Zarnecki. So he'll jog his way down the first base line, and that'll bring up Christian Alter.
That's the 28th time this season that Silas Zarnecki has gotten the walk down to first base. It's the 6th time that it's been because he's been hit, which breaks a tie with Braden Armalt for the most on the team. Zarnecki's walked base on balls 22 times. Second on the team has just 12.
Alter now steps up here against Tanner Sharp as the first pitch. Just outside. That's ball one. So runner on first now for Martinsburg here in the bottom of the first with one out.
Season's been a little bit of a struggle for Alter compared to probably what expectation would have been, but he's still got time to get on the right track.
1-0 pitch misses for ball two.
Hasn't been bad by any means, but he's down at 5th on the team in average, which, as one of the seniors on the team, you would have figured he'd be a little higher than that. But yeah, he's still an effective player by far.
So Alter heading the count now 2-0 with the runner on first. Just a pitch. Alter will make contact, send a fly ball to right field. Williams there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Tanner Sharp, dare I say he's looking sharp so far. Zarnecki, that pitch to him got away. That put him on first base, but otherwise so far so good against the top of this order.
So now you have 2 down here for Martinsburg in the bottom of the first as Malachi Green will step up to bat. Big lefty here against the righty Tanner Sharp with the runner on first. Be interesting to see if you get any pickoff attempts at any point here early in this game, and I'll get the explanation for that here first. But pitch well, and the runner goes. There's a good jump there by Zarnecki to steal second on ball one in the turf to Malachi Green. And the explanation for possible pickoff attempts or lack thereof here early is because first base still in the sun, looking over at Will Pavanelli, who was covering the bag, using his glove kind of to shield that sun out of his eyes in case the ball was coming his way, and that's the only spot in the infield that is still showing some sun. Everywhere else, got the shadows causing some shade here.
The slightly later start time is going to help that go away a little sooner in the game than it would have otherwise, but yeah, that's going to be an issue for a little bit.
1-1 count now as Green fouled off that last pitch out of play. As the next pitch comes in, it's a breaking ball that freezes Green and catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Malachi Green, bottom of the first, scoreless between Musselman and Martinsburg. Martinsburg 2 down, runner on second. Same situation as Musselman had in the top of the first inning. Sharp sets, and he'll step off to try to see if he could pick off Zarnecki at second, but nobody covers the bag. Zarnecki will shuffle his way back to it.
It's a situation Martinsburg is in here first. Opportunity to drive in a runner in scoring position.
1-2 lines, and one hops, but Gilbert snags it off the hop, throws to first to rob Green of an RBI, and ends the inning. Great defensive plays on both sides to end the first. Led to the second, still scoreless between Musselman and Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 1 minute.
Do you have someone in a nursing home, or are you worried about somebody you love going into a nursing home? The law firm of Daniel Staggers can protect your assets. Call the law firm of Daniel Staggers today at 304-267-3915. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm does elder care law, estate planning, and special needs trusts for disabled children and family members. Visit the Daniel Staggers Law Firm for your initial free consultation at 133 East John Street in Martinsburg. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm, when you need asset protection for you or for a family member.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Ugh, leave me alone.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. After 1, it's Musselman nothing, Martinsburg nothing. Top of the second we go, which is brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball, due up for Musselman, the 5, 6, 7 batters, McClintock, Parishchuk, and Pavanelli. McClintock, the lefty, will step in against Jameer Brown, a righty. Brown's first pitch to McClintock be a breaking ball for strike 1. Brown, 0-1 pitch. Just missed for a ball. Count now even at 1-1.
Very close. It was a good take from McClintock. So, Jameer looking pretty good so far through 1 inning.
1-1 inside and almost got a piece of McClintock as it goes off the glove of Fox and into the backstop. The count now 2-1.
To me, the second time through the order is when you really judge a pitcher most. Because it's one thing when guys are coming up to the plate the first time against you, if they're not able to hit you then. But if they get a full at-bat in and then second time around, they still can't hit you as there's a foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Then that's when you really start to say, okay, they're dialed in. If a guy goes up to the plate multiple times and he still can't figure you out.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to McClintock after he just barely got a piece of that last pitch. It's the 2-2 pitch now from Brown. Fastball lined off the net behind home and ricochets back into Zarnecki's way down third base. The count remains 2 apiece.
It's a nice catch by Coach Hartman, catching it off the net.
Yeah, that's
one-handed.
That had some firepower behind it.
It was just out of the frame, but you have to take my word for it. It was a nice catch.
Again, the 2-2 pitch from Brown, and that will hit the calf of McClintock as it ran in on him. So, hit by pitch each side now of things. So we'll lead things off to take first base as Parishchuk will come up to bat.
And kind of what I was getting at when you really judge a pitcher second time through the order is it can go the other way too. If they're struggling a little bit, sometimes a guy can settle in, get a little more warmed up after having some command issues first time through the orders in the first 9 batters.
First pitch is taken for strike 1. Runner on first, nobody out, top of the second. Brown sets. The pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate. It's strike 2 to Parishchuk.
Jameer's got good movement on that breaking ball. He's got good velocity on the fastball, too. He's an all-around pitcher, and he's still got room to develop.
Yeah, soft pickoff attempt over to first. Back in safely was McClintock easily. Reset, 0-2 count. Brown, pitch. And it will be fouled off over first base dugout and out of play. Runner was going there, so failed hit and run attempt for Musselman here in the top of the second on that 0-2 count.
Solid time to
try it again, yeah. Now Martinsburg ready for it. Over, still covering the first base bag, and Brown steps off to throw over again, but not enough to make a play over at McClintock at first. 0-2 count, and again stepping off is Brown, but this time no throw over to first. set. Runner goes. Pitch outside, and McClintock realizes that the pitch out was there, so he immediately turned back the other way towards first base. Count 1-2 to Parachek.
Yeah, he took a what do you call it, a hard jump off of the bag the first 2 steps, and then as if he was going, but then held up.
Another pick-off attempt. Again, McClintock back in safely.
And sometimes the hit and run is all about the element of surprise. Once you lose that, it can't always. It's not always as effective.
Runner goes. It's strike 3. The throw in front of the bag. Diving for it is the shortstop, Grant Henderson. He's able to get enough of it to avoid it rolling all the way into center field. But McClintock steals second on the Parachek strikeout for out number 1.
That's why I say sometimes, right? It can still work out. Stolen base. Now, obviously, you don't get the hit there, but the runner did his part.
Will Palminelli now up to bat here against Brown with the runner on second and 1 out. Pitch from Brown. Breaking ball that stays in for ball 1. 0-0 ball game between Musselman and Martinsburg. Brown looking behind him at the runner. Just dancing back and forth, trying to see if he'll try to step off and throw at him. Instead, Brown goes with the fastball to Pavanelli, and it's strike 1.
The runs were not super easy to come by first time these 2 teams played. It was just a 4-3 game.
1-1. Pavanelli pops foul and out of play to the left. Count now 1-2. That lands over towards the concession stand. Pavanelli steps back in, now behind in the count, 1-2. The 1 out here in the top half of the second. Brown sets, looks at the runner behind him on second. Now rocks and fires, and it's softly grounded by Pavanelli to shortstop. Henderson throws to first for the out. McClintock on the play, advances to third.
It got him chased at that. You at least advance the runner, but 2 outs now. Can't sacrifice him in from third. It's good pitching, good defense.
Camden Woolham now up to bat as Brown's pitch. Swing and a miss from Woolham for strike 1 as he tried to go with the check swing, but couldn't hold the bat back. The 0-1 from Brown. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 as he blows that fastball by Woolham.
I'd go right back to it. I mean, you got to prove to me that you can catch up with it.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fox setting up on the outside. Here's the pitch. It's the fastball. Called strike 3. Woolham goes down looking. It's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Jameer Brown, who once again strands the runner for Musselman on base and keeps things scoreless so far. Step aside and take a 1-minute break. It will be Martinsburg's turn to come up to the plate once again after that. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Mark Q's Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Q's Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom half of inning number 2, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Due up for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Henderson, Armolt, Loper, the 5, 6, 7 batters in the lineup. So we're scoreless here so far between Musselman and Martinsburg here on this EPAC Friday night.
Pitchers have looked good through an inning and a half. And obviously for Musselman, that's only 4 batters faced, but it is a somewhat top-heavy lineup for Martinsburg. You still got good power here down with Armolt and Loper, and Grant Henderson is a good hitter as well, but Martinsburg puts their 4 best hitters or at least their 3 best hitters in those first 4 spots.
First pitch from Sharp to Henderson outside for ball 1. You got infield corners in, possibly expecting a bunt from Henderson. And the middle infield all the way back on the farthest brown part of the infield turf as the next pitch misses for ball 2 to Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson's not one to bunt super often, I don't think, but he does have speed that you have to worry about.
2-0. All right, down the lane for strike 1. 2-1 count now as Henderson sees it, steps back in, sets. On the mound, Tanner Sharp will set. Wind-up kick and 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. That is a hard grounder by Henderson to the shortstop, McClintock. His throw in time for out number 1.
If you pitch the contact, that's the kind of contact you're looking for. Just a fairly soft hit on the ground, but then not too soft. When it's a good play there for defense to make a play.
Braden Armolt, the designated hitter for the Bulldogs, will now step up to bat. Sharp gets the signal from Boyles. First pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 from Armolt. Just guessed wrong there on that one.
Yeah, went upstairs for it. It's close to the strike zone, but a tough pitch to hit.
So this one outside and catches the zone. Strike 2 to Armolt.
That's the same one. Really good command right now from Sharp.
We've seen a few times now that outside part of the plate given to the pitchers. 0-2 count. Next pitch. Just getting a piece of it is Armolt and goes off Boyles, who can't hang on to it. The count remains 0-2. Get a new baseball after that play. So pause in action to allow that to occur. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Bottom of the second for Martinsburg. Scoreless against Musselman. Armold up the bat for the Bulldogs. Sharp on the mound for the Applemen. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Tanner Sharp against Armold for out number 2 here in the second. That'll bring up Loper.
It'd be a good recipe to get through this lineup if you were able to get guys like Jameer Brown, Alter, and Green to hit, and Henderson too, to hit it right to your fielders and then get through the bottom of this order with some strikeouts.
First pitch swinging is Loper, and it's a hard ground ball foul down the first base side. So Loper will step back in. Lefty on righty matchup here. Loper being the lefty. Pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And Sharp working quickly and effectively here ahead in the count for Musselman against Loper.
You're facing a part of the order that has struck out a good bit this year. Armolt and Loper, 4th and 5th on the team in strikeouts.
0-2, fouled away to the left, keeping the count at 0-2 for Loper. step back in. Sharp steps on the rubber. Oh-2 pitch. Misses in for a ball as Boyles was setting up outside. Had to come back in to catch that one. Count 1-2.
Loper's shown good power. It just hasn't been super consistent across all of his at-bats. Only hitting .203. But when he does get a hold of the ball, it can be hit deep like this.
Yeah, but not deep enough as backtracking is Ryder Gantz, the center fielder in right center, just before the warning track, will make the catch to retire the side in 3-up, 3-down fashion in the bottom of the second for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. After 2, it's Musselman nothing, Martinsburg nothing. We're headed to third after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back. Third inning we go, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. 9-1-2 batters due up for Musselman, Hinchman, Gantz, Gilbert against Jameer Brown. So far this game seems like it might be a pitcher's duel. Overall, we've only had one total hit, and that was the ground rule double by Taryn Boyles in the first.
Yeah, right. So far, these pitchers are smooth sailing, but as I said earlier, the second time through the order is when, I would really judge the performance overall.
First pitch to Hinchman, high for ball 1 to Brown, or from Brown, excuse me. A 1-0 pitch from Brown now. Taken for a strike to even up the count at 1 apiece.
And I think you'll get an idea pretty early on. These guys at the top of the orders for both sides are guys that, as this runs in, almost hits Hinchman. I think these guys like Gantz, Gilbert, Boyles, and Jameer, Silas, Zarnecki, and Alter at the top of the orders, they see a pitcher for the second time. I think those are the type of guys, they're the really good hitters, the best ones on the team. They might need an at-bat to feel out a guy and then get to him.
2-1 outside. Count now 3-1 to the 9-hole hitter for Musselman and Hinchman. Brown behind in the count. Here's the pitch. And that is strike 2 as Hinchman does not offer at the 3-1. So the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on, top of the third. Jameer Brown sets. Here comes the payoff pinch to Hinchman, and he'll foul it back out of play. We'll reset.
Now, the flip side of that equation of what I'm talking about there is that if you're, if a pitcher's kind of cruising through the first time through the order, he's already in a rhythm by the time you get to the third and fourth inning, and by the time your heart of your order gets a second at bat.
Get a time called as Brown steps off. Hinchman steps out. Both go back and we'll reset. And full count. Here comes the delivery. And it misses high for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk in the top of the third for Hinchman and the Musselman Applemen to get things going with their third base runner of the night.
That's not an easy pitch to lay off of because it is pretty much coming down the middle of the plate. But it's up around the eyes. So, yeah, he did a good job there of laying off of it.
Top of the lineup now up to bat as Gantz steps back in. He struck out his last time as he offers up the bunt and misses for strike one. So you got Loper covering the first base bag, middle infield back in case he does not bunt. Only guy in possibly to cover the bunt alongside the pitcher Jameer Brown and Braden Fox is Silas Zarnecki at third. As he squares to bunt, fouls it down the first base side for strike two. So an 0-2 count now to Gantz.
Yeah, with the way that Brown is pitching, and you might see it on the other side with Sharp. Any base runners you can get, I think you're going to try to manufacture that run with a bunt. But now 2 strikes.
Pickoff attempt over at first, sliding back in safely for the tag is Hinchman. So he'll retake his lead now as the ball gets thrown back to Brown from Loper. It's the pitch, trying to get Gantz to chase on a breaking ball outside, did Brown, but Gantz does not offer at it. Count now 1-2. One-two count, nobody out. Another pickoff attempt. This one really close, but safe is Hinchman yet again. Brown sets. 1-2 pitch. Just inside for ball 2. The 2-2 count now to Gantz.
He's working a good at-bat here. Getting that pitch count up a little bit. Making Brown work.
Yeah, getting towards 45 pitches or so is another pickoff attempt, and that one almost gets past Loper. He's able to grab it just before hitting the turf. Throw it back to his pitcher, the count 2-2. Pitch. Fouled back just barely by Gantz to keep this at bat alive. 0-0 here in the top of the third between Musselman and Martinsburg. Pitcher's duel so far. It's Jameer Brown on the mound for Martinsburg. And for Musselman, Tanner Sharp. 2-2 count to Gantz for Musselman. Here's the pitch. And it catches the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Gantz goes down looking. He struck out for the second time today. Now 1 out and the runner on first. And that'll bring up Gilbert.
And you were right around the range of pitches there for Brown, Colin. That strikeout was pitch 46.
Before Brown delivers a pitch to Gilbert, he'll step off to put the runner back at first base, and Hinchman, who'll retake his lead off. First pitch swinging, and it's another catch off the mound by Brown, and he catches Hinchman off the bag, throws over, and gets the double play all by himself to end the Another great flash of the leather by Jameer Brown. We'll head to the bottom of the third after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the third inning, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit FMIWV.com. Due up for Martinsburg, the 8-9-1 hitters, Kaufman, R.J. Brown, and then Jameer Brown. Get a little flyover here at P.O. Faulkner Park. From the local 167th Air Wing out and about.
So it's interesting to see Stephen Kaufman moved into the lineup here, and he did have a hit yesterday against Jefferson in 2 at-bats out of 3 plate appearances. He was able to draw a walk as well. It was an RBI as well when they dropped him in the order. It was only his 3rd and 4th at-bats of the season yesterday.
Crazy at the varsity level getting that accomplished against the number 1 team in the state, and here's his first at-bat today. We'll take the first pitch from Sharp for strike 1 to begin this bottom of the 3rd inning.
I can understand the move from Coach Byler to try to make the bottom of this order and your defense fit together a little better. Because as I mentioned, Christian Alter was playing second base, and he's not a natural second baseman. He's an outfielder. So you had that, and it allows you to move R.J. Brown, who was in the lineup for his defense, into left field.
1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. So the past 2 pitches now have both missed the strike zone to Kaufman. First one was low. This most previous one just outside. He's ahead in the count as the 2-1 pitch from Sharp. Hard ground ball by Kaufman sent to the shortstop McClintock. His throw high and sails. Now, actually, Pavanelli jumped up and snagged it.
He caught it, but
pulled him off the bag nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
So, throwing error by McClintock. Lead off and allow Kaufman to reach first base. The way I saw Bo Bartley, the first base coach, duck, that made me think that the ball did sail out of play.
It seemed like Kaufman ducked himself. It was actually a pretty good job by Kaufman to be sort of ducking out of the way of the first baseman and the ball in sort of step with that, and still get his foot on the bag.
So that'll bring up R.J. Brown. Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time as Kaufman slides back in safely. Got the third baseman Hinchman in, expecting a possible bunt from Brown.
I think they're right to expect it. That's what I would call for here. I'd be a little surprised if Coach Byler didn't.
Sharp sets. Brown offers to bunt, and he'll bunt it perfectly down the first baseline. Running forward is Sharp. His throw not in time. It's an infield base hit by the speedy R.J. Brown. You got runners now in first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Martinsburg threatening.
You can be an effective and a positive impact on a team without being a fantastic, power hitter or anything of that nature. Like R.J. Brown's hitting 105 this year, but that's a great bunt. He has great speed. He plays great defense in the outfield. He stays in the lineup for a reason.
Now batting is Jameer Brown. He'll square to bunts as well. It's down the first baseline. Running in is Pavanelli. The throw to first in time as covering the bag is Isaac Gilbert, but the sacrifice bunt gets the job done to advance both base runners 1 base each. So R.J. Brown now stands at second. Kaufman at third. 1 out, and Zarnecki up to bat.
Can't get the bunt down, but much better than that. It just got to it a little too quickly. Musselman did great defense there to move the guys around. Second baseman covering first.
All the infield now in as Sharp sets. Pitch to Zarnecki. He'll take. It's at the knees, called strike 1. Got the outfield in normal depth as a timeout called. Catcher Taryn Boyles of Musselman wants to go out to talk with his pitcher Tanner Sharp on the mound. Now joining the conversation will be the third baseman, Ethan Hinchman.
This is a great example of why it's so important to get the bat off your shoulder when you're up at the plate. And then Kaufman hits one on the ground to shortstop, a ball that you would expect to turn into an out. But, hey, you made contact with it. You end up getting an overthrow, and now you've turned this into 2 runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs.
So here we resume now for Zarnecki's at bat, 0-1 count. Runners at second and third for Martinsburg in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Sharp, fouled back by Zarnecki. The count now 0-2. Scoreless so far here between Musselman and Martinsburg. Zarnecki trying to break that scoreless tie and give the Bulldogs the lead. Musselman again with the infield in on the grass. A green-colored turf, I guess, specifically is the pitch. Another foul ball sent by Zarnecki over and out of play, keeping the count 0-2.
Up to 35 pitches for Tanner Sharp.
The 0-2. Line drive right to the shortstop, McClintock, who bobbles it. Eats him up, and that'll allow Zarnecki, on another error by Wyatt McClintock this inning, to take first base. That is tough. It keeps the runners at second and third, but now the bases are loaded with 1 out to bring up Christian Alter.
Yeah, he kind of needed to take that turn over to third to hold Kaufman there, and the bobble on top of that was just too much time taken up. Zarnecki was hustling down the line.
Sharp's first pitch to Alter in the turf, but Boyles allows it to ricochet off of him and keeps it in front of him. 1-0 count now to Alter, and we'll have a timeout called. Get a mound visit for Musselman here. Bottom of the third, scoreless, but the base is loaded for Martinsburg.
It's a rough spot to be in. You really need a strikeout. And Christian Alter, despite his struggles, he hasn't been a huge strikeout guy at the plate so far this year. He's pretty far down the list. He's only struck out 11 times so far this season in 89 plate appearances.
Mound visit concludes. Again, bases loaded. It's Zarnecki at first, R.J. Brown at second, Kaufman at third.
And to put that in perspective, Silas Zarnecki, who we rave about getting on bases, only struck out 10 times. Now, Christian Alter's only drawn 5 walks, which is 17 less than Zarnecki. But point being, he doesn't strike out that very often.
1-0 pitch. He's going to send a blooper into right center field, and it's down. That'll score 1, and they'll hold the speedy runner at second, R.J. Brown at third. But it's an RBI single by Alter in the bottom of the third to give Martinsburg a 1-0 lead over Musselman.
He just sort of poked the bat out there, got enough on it, and kind of hit a solid part of the bat where he was able to bloop into shallow right center field. Nice piece of hitting.
That'll bring up Malachi Green. Still bases loaded for Martinsburg and 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Green, a lefty. Infield still in for Musselman. The pitch from Sharp. At the knees and taken by Green for strike 1.
Let's see, here is your second part of the order. Now, this hasn't really been on Sharp this inning. 2 errors out in the field behind him. He's still pitching pretty well. If he can continue to get guys to make the contact that he has, he can get out of this pretty unscathed.
Green fouls this pitch over towards the concession stand out of play for strike 2.
I said even the hit from Alter there was not great contact. he was just able to stick the bat out there and hit a nice part of it, get it over second base.
No balls, 2 strikes to Malachi Green of Martinsburg here against Musselman's Tanner Sharp. Sharp sets. The 0-2 pitch. And another foul ball by Green, back in out of play. Now we have a timeout as the last ball given out to Sharp was the last one the umpire had. He needs new baseballs. We'll resume action now after that is finished. And no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Green up the bat for Martinsburg. Sharp's delivery. Outside. Count now 1-2 to Green.
This is a solid opportunity for Sharp here because Malachi Green has struck out 24 times so far this year in 78 plate appearances, 68 at-bats. Much higher percentage than Christian Alter.
1-2 count. Sharp's pitch. Getting a piece of it is Green. It's a fly ball to shallow left field. Parashuk runs in, makes the catch, and the runners will stay put as his throw on the money to keep him there, even with the speed of R.J. Brown at third. They decide not to test the arm of Parashuk.
That was another one. The Martinsburg, the contact that they've been making has still been pretty soft contact, and that's another one right there where the left fielder comes in, and even with the speed of Brown, he's too shallow to make that run home and risk it, especially with the bases juiced here. You don't want to risk that third out being a play at the plate.
So 2 down, bases loaded. Musselman's infield goes back to its normal depth as Grant Henderson up the bat for Martinsburg, and first pitch off speed. Henderson ahead of it, swings and misses for strike 1.
I think he was looking fastball to start the at-bat, and he didn't get it, dropped off the table.
Sharp trying to get out of this inning, only giving up the 1 run. All set. The pitch. Check swing. Skips past Boyles.
I say he went around.
Say Henderson went around as that didn't go too far behind Boyles, so the runners stay put. But now Henderson behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. We'll get a timeout called as Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler wants to talk with Grant Henderson before he sees the next pitch come.
And Henderson is third on the team in strikeouts. So this, despite it being 4 and 5 in the order, that's for Sharp. This is a duo of guys, and even Armalt behind him, where you say, okay, I can. And with 2 outs, it doesn't make much of a difference now. But these are guys that are susceptible to taking strike 3.
0-2 count, 2 outs. Sharp sets, pitch to Henderson. Henderson just barely gets a piece of it. Goes back off the net behind home plate, keeps the count 0-2. So far, though, Martinsburg's only struck out once today, and that was Armalt, who currently sits on deck for Martinsburg.
Now, on the other side of it, Henderson is second on the team in walks drawn. Still a good hitter.
Sharp's 0-2 pitch to Henderson. High for a ball. Count now 1-2. Bottom of the third, it is Martinsburg 1, Musselman nothing. Martinsburg trying to add to its lead. Bases loaded with 2 out so far here in this bottom of the third inning.
They've been able to work Sharp up to 47 pitches now.
Next pitch on the 1-2, breaking ball, and it's a fly ball to left field, caught by Parachek to end the inning. So Henderson goes out on a fly out, same by Green. They strand 3, but do get the first run of the ball game in the bottom of the third. It's Martinsburg 1, Musselman nothing. We're headed to the fourth after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back as we enter the top of the fourth inning, which is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Due up for the Musselman Applemen. Heart of the lineup, 3-4-5 batters. Boyle, Sharp, McClintock, as they now trail Martinsburg 1-0.
It was credit to Sharp to even let that only be one run. And I would still have faith in him to recover as the innings go on, considering he had 2 errors in that inning.
Brown's first pitch to Boyles is taken for strike 1.
See how Brown does against 3-4-5 after that pretty long layoff.
Next pitch outside, the count now 1-1. Boyles, the only one that has gotten any offensive production for Musselman tonight with the ground rule double. That's the only hit for the Applemen. The other ways they reached base were a walk and hit by pitch. And here's Boyles again to left center field, backtracking his Alter at the wall. Did he catch it?
Nope.
No, he collides with the wall, drops it. It's scooped up by R.J. Brown. He'll throw it in, but it's a leadoff double for Taryn Boyles. He's now 2 for 2 today, and slow to get up is Christian Alter. He is up, looks to be okay, but obvious frustration for him, as you could see him slamming his glove down after being unable to make that play.
Yeah, Boyles hit it to just about the same spot he hit it last at bat. Except the difference is Alter was able to get over to it this time. It just hit off the glove.
So that'll bring up Sharp now. Nobody out here. A runner in scoring position that represents the tying run as a courtesy runner in again for Boyles. And again it is Whitmer. Sharp takes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that comes back in and catches the zone for strike 1. So, no balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Brown sets, looks at the runner behind him. And the pitch drops, and staying back is Sharp. Does not try to swing at it. Takes it for ball 1, count 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, the pitch. That's going to be a line drive past the diving glove of Jameer Brown. It softly rolls over to Kaufman. The second baseman's able to make the play, picking it up, throwing it to first for the out as runner advances over to third now, and being Whitmer.
It was nearly a great play by Brown. If he dove for it, I don't know if he would have gotten there. I would have been interested to see.
Yeah, he's already had great defensive plays. That would have been by far the best if he could have made the catch. As McClintock now batting, infield in. First pitch swinging McClintock. It's a hard ground ball to Henderson at short. The only play he has, though, is throwing over to Loper at first. So that'll score the runner at third, and Whitmer now in the top of the fourth. Musselman ties Martinsburg 1-1.
And that's the right play. It was too deep, even though it was well hit, to be able to get the runner coming home.
2 outs now as Perchik comes up the bat as the first pitch from Brown outside for a ball.
And we're kind of right back where we started, where both pitchers still look like they're pitching very well, but we're tied back up again. They've just each given up a run now.
Next pitch, fastball taken for a strike. Count now even at 1 apiece.
Although in Brown's case, I think that might be an earned run, and it is listed as one on game changer at the very least, whereas shouldn't be an earned run given to Sharp on the other side. Although it is.
Next pitch, low for a ball. Count 2-1. Yeah, my scorecard, I had this 2 errors by Musselman shortstop Mike McClintock there. Martinsburg's game changer scoring as base hits, but keeping it with mine. Those obviously always opinions. As this a ground ball by Perchuk over to the third baseman Zarnecki. Throw it across the diamond in time to Loper to retire the side, but on the Boyles hit and a few fielders' choices, they're able to bring him home and tie us up at 1-1 between Musselman and Martinsburg. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Due up for Martinsburg, Armolt, Loper, Kaufman, the 6, 7, 8 batters in the lineup. We got a brand new ball game, some would say. Tied up at 1 now. As Musselman got that run in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, we'll see if Sharp can stay in a rhythm. That was a long inning that he had to deal with last time around, only giving up 1 run. You know, they're listed as hits on a game changer in the official box score, I guess. But they were plays that the defense should have made. So in Sharp's mind, you can say, hey, I've been pitching well. Trust my defense behind me. And I'll still be all right. See if he can stick with it.
First pitch swinging is Armolt, and he'll pop that one over the press box out of play for strike 1 from Sharp. Armolt, last time up the bat, struck out swinging, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. The big righty steps back in here against Sharp. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Armolt fooled on the breaking ball.
And early returns for this inning. Sharp still on track. He's got Loper and Kaufman at the very least to face in this inning after this.
50 pitches or so now for Tanner Sharp. 0-2 count to Armold. Here's the next pitch. And that is chopped foul down the third base line. Keeping the count 0-2 to Armold. I have to wait for him to jog back. As Armold gets some words of encouragement when it comes to him running down the first base side.
That was pitch 51, that foul ball. So Sharp still on a good pace, and if he keeps this up, he can go the distance.
0-2 pitch. Fouled yet again back by Harmon to keep this at-bat alive. Seeing the ball so far this at-bat, hasn't put anything in play.
We'll have to maybe keep an eye on the weather. There's been thunderstorms nearby.
No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Next pitch. That's going to be a line drive right to the shortstop, Wyatt McClintock, who makes the catch for out number 1. So down goes Harmon, and that'll bring up Loper here in the bottom of the 4th. I know our one cameraman, Alec Epperson, said when he was driving here from Shepherdstown, there was a storm that he went through, but so far here at P.O. Faulkner Park.
The reason I bring it up is our other cameraman,
clear day.
Kyler High, just said that he saw a lightning bolt behind him, like behind us.
Well, if it's behind us, it didn't happen. The first pitch is going to be a long shot down the first base line, but it is foul by a good distance, but still that hit itself had some good distance to where if it was fair, it was long gone. But instead, it's just a loud first strike for Loper.
Well, like I said last at bat, when he gets a hold of the ball, it can go a long way. He's just had issues consistently doing that.
Well, this time he'll send it right back up to center field, and for the second time tonight, fly out to center field.
And it also feels like a lot of times he gets good contact on the ball, he just happens to hit it right at somebody. Like he has twice now.
2 up, 2 down now in the bottom of the 4th for Martinsburg. That'll bring up Kaufman, who led that 3rd inning in which Martinsburg got its lone run to put us here at 1-1 against Musselman. First pitch, big swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 1 from Sharp to Kaufman. Pulled the string on him that time. See if he goes to it again. Sharp's next pitch. He does, and again, Kaufman chases and can't make contact. Count 0-2. That has some great movement. It looks like it's at the belt, and at the last second, drops below the knees. 0-2. Does it again, but this time contact's made. It's a one-hopper from Kaufman to the second baseman, Gilbert. And he'll throw it to Pavanelli at first. As Martinsburg goes 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. Musselman 1, Martinsburg 1 is our score. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
It's your wellness update with Floor Pools. Today, correspondent Robbie the Duck investigates new ways to manage stress. Let's go live to Finland. Well, our fine feathered journalist has discovered something truly relaxing. Saunas. Yes, saunas have been an integral part of life in Finland for over 2,000 years. Saunas help you find peace, reduce stress, improve circulation, and even detoxify your body. Go on, Rob. Now bring this Finnish tradition to your home. Floor Pools has the perfect sauna for you. From compact models to luxurious retreats, choose from traditional, infrared, or hybrid models. Specially priced starting as low as $73 a month at Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg. Floor Pools' intrepid, web-footed field reporter will bring you future sauna updates right here on the All Quackness channel. Until then, remember, relaxation is just a sauna away.
We welcome you back, heading to the top of the 5th, which is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They are proud to be the owners who just care more. Bottom of the lineup will come up to bat for Musselman, Pavanelli, Woolham, Hinchman. So we're still knotted up at 1 through 4 played so far. Always fun in the EPAC. Both teams coming off their respected signature wins. Musselman was win number 1 in the EPAC against Hedgesville yesterday. For Martinsburg, it was a win on the road against top-ranked Jefferson Cougars. It's the first pitch from Pavanelli from Brown, misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch, fastball fouled back. Count 1-1. Martinsburg back in action tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. first pitch. We'll have that ball game for you here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as the 1-1 misses. Count now 2-1. Pavanelli. They play Smithsburg here at P.O. Faulkner Park tomorrow.
This game might be decided just by who can get this starting pitcher that they're facing to throw more pitches, and just whether that means that they eventually tire out and they're able to get to them a little bit, or if it's just strictly get them out of the game with the pitch limit.
On the count now is run full, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pavanelli. Nobody out, nobody on. So he leads off this top of the 5th for Musselman in a 1-1 ball game against Martinsburg. Jameer Brown on the mound. Payoff pitch to Pavanelli, and he'll send a line drive to center field. Alter tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 1.
Nice to see Alter make up for what, at least at the very least, he perceived as a mistake, getting the ball to hit him in the glove and pop off in the last inning. Right now, the pitchers are pretty even in terms of pitches thrown. 64 now for Jameer Brown, 58 for Sharp.
This pitch, fastball inside to Woolham, missing for ball 1.
Brown only 2 hits, 1 walk.
1-0. Catches the outside part of the plate. The count now even at 1 apiece to Woolham.
Brown's got 4 strikeouts. Sharp has just 1 strikeout. He's given up 4 hits, counting the 2 that you would maybe call errors.
Nice
and then
pitch.
1 run.
Right down the lane. Count now 1-2 as Woolham keeps that bat on his shoulder, which is what was detrimental for him in his first at-bat. It's the 1-2 just inside the count, 2-2. Woolham, his last at-bat, struck out looking on 3 pitches.
Yeah, Musselman has not gotten the bat on the ball quite as often as Martinsburg has. As I mentioned, Brown with 4 strikeouts and a walk versus Sharp, 1 strikeout, no walks, mainly pitching the contact.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Woolham down on strikes for out number 2. Yeah, so far still, the only hits of the night for Musselman are the 2 doubles by Taryn Boyles.
This is even more of a pitcher's duel than the first game between these two, which you might have not expected, considering the first game was Wyatt McClintock and Grant Henderson. But these are 2 great pitchers as well.
Now batting is Hinchman. First pitch, called strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Hinchman, his last time up, walked. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, but a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
And even in that first game, it was only 4-3, but we talked about the first 3 innings of that game. Martinsburg had a runner on third base and wasn't able to drive him in.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jameer Brown will end the top of the 5th for Musselman. It's still Musselman 1, Martinsburg 1. The Bulldogs come back up to bat after this 1-minute break for the bottom of the 5th. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back. Our bottom of the fifth inning is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. R.J. Brown, Jameer Brown, Silas Zarnecki, 9-1-2 batters due up from Martinsburg here in this bottom of the fifth against Tanner Sharp. Still out on the mound, going strong for the Musselman Applemen here in tonight's latest pitcher's duel of many in the EPAC that we've had this year.
There's a lot of good pitching in this conference and in this part of the state, in the Panhandle. We're seeing two of those guys here tonight.
Looks like some theatricals going on over in the softball field possibly. Can't fix out the score or make out the scores. A few fans kind of in the way of our viewpoint of that.
I believe it's 8-7 over there at the
scoreboard.
Oh, final. Just got the notification on Game Changer myself. Martinsburg won against Musselman,
so
8-7.
The applause we just heard was a walk-off win for Martinsburg softball. There you go. And now batting, R.J. Brown, first pitch. Runs high for ball one.
Try to get an exact result there. Looks like it was a ground out to end it in the top of the seventh.
Well, here you go. Lead off. Hard ground ball past the diving glove of the shortstop Wyatt McClintock, and R.J. Brown 2 for 2 so far today. Both singles.
That's a great sign for Martinsburg in terms of winning this game. Like I said, R.J. Brown came into this game hitting 105 on the season.
Yeah, it's unfortunately for him been a struggle this year. Leads the team in strikeouts, but you love seeing the 9-hole hitter being a spark for this team.
Looks like that was his 7th hit of the year. Or it's already been counted, and that's his 6th.
It's Jameer Brown now up the bat as a pickoff attempt quickly first. As Sharp nearly caught R.J. Brown sleeping, but he's able to dive in head first safely. Jameer steps back in here for his third at-bat of the evening against Tanner Sharp. Sharp sets. Looks over at the runner behind him and will throw over at first base again, and easily R.J. Brown back in this time. It's the Dogs to bark here. See if allow a dog off the chain to steal first base. That being R.J. Brown. Pitch squaring up the bunt as Jameer Brown pulls the bat back. Runner goes. R.J. Brown slides, and he slides under the tag. The throw from Taryn Boyles was a roller, but had the speed to get there in time. But Isaac Gilbert's tag was evaded by R.J. Brown.
I was waiting for the out call.
So was I, in all honesty. As that makes the count 1-0.
I wonder if we get a sacrifice over to third from Jameer, or if we just let him swing away.
Sharp sets, pitch. Inside, and Boyles lost it. It was underneath his feet. He's able to find it. So R.J. Brown stays at second on the play. Count now 2-0 Jameer Brown. Bottom of the fifth. Musselman 1, Martinsburg 1's our score. The Bulldogs with the go-ahead run in scoring position. Sharp sets, looks at the runner behind him, now looks back, down towards home. Pitch, breaking ball, big swing and a miss from Brown. The count now 2-1.
Taking a look at the replay of the stolen base, it's hard to tell for sure, but I do think that R.J. Brown got his hand in just under the tag.
2 balls, 1 strike to Jameer Brown. Sharp gets the sign from Taryn Boyles, his catcher. Now sets on the rubber. Pitch, breaking ball, grounded off the foot of Jameer Brown, making the count 2-2. Dead ball there, even though the ball was in play with it hitting his foot. It stops that play dead in its tracks. Count 2-2. Jameer takes a deep breath before stepping back in. And a time called before the pitch. So, nothing doing there.
This very well could be the half inning that decides whether or not Jameer Brown is the winning pitcher. And he has a chance to have a direct effect on that result right now.
2-2 count. Runner on second. Sharp. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Jameer Brown down for out number 1.
Great pitch from Sharp.
Yeah.
Breaking ball fell off the table and just started off in the zone. Didn't end up there. Nothing Brown could do about it.
That breaking ball has been very effective for him today. It's only his second strikeout of the day. First one since the second inning.
Yeah, he's done a great job of just getting Martinsburg hit into soft contact.
Zarnecki, first pitch swinging, and he'll pop it straight up in the middle infield. Underneath it, second baseman Isaac Gilbert make the catch for out number 2. So 2 down now after that leadoff single by R.J. Brown. He's still staying put at second base. That'll bring up Christian Alter. And last time he came up to bat, he had the RBI single to give Martinsburg that 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third before Musselman tied it up top of the fourth. Here we are 1-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Sharp's pitch runs in, and ducking underneath it is Alter for ball 1.
Sharp got lucky on that one. And ball got away from him. 67 pitches right now for Sharp versus the 72 that Brown has thrown on the other side through 5.
Wind picking up here at P.O. Faulkner Park. It's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Count 2-0. Thought possibly that was some thunder for a split second, but just another flyover here tonight.
It sounds like the whole area's feeling a little bit of storms. Nick said got a little bit of a light flash at the station.
Breaking ball stays high, doesn't drop into the zone. Count now 3-0 to Alter. Sharp, 2 outs. Pitching around the 3-hole hitter with Malachi Green, the cleanup hitter, on deck. See if Sharp can find that strike zone. And we'll see if Alter has a green light. 3-0. He does. It's a ground ball up the middle, but running towards it is Gilbert, the second baseman. His throw to first nearly pulled Pavanelli off the bag, but he's able to stretch out, make the catch, and keep the foot on the bag to retire the side. After 5, it stays 1-1 between Musselman and Martinsburg. We're headed to the 6th after this 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
He became number one by making you number one first. It's Parsons. Top of the lineup will be up to bat for Musselman. Gantz, Gilbert, Boyles here in the top of the sixth. We're deadlocked still at 1-1. Gantz 0 for 2 today. Both times up the bat. Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. First pitch from Brown. Inside check swing. Gantz holds the bat back. It's ball one.
What's our pitch limit here, Colin? Is it 110?
Yes, 110.
And these guys have room to go.
Next pitch. Hard ground ball towards second base. Dropping down to Aeneas Kaufman. Scoops it up. Throws to first in time for out number one. Yeah, I got Jameer Brown now at 74 pitches. So he's A-OK.
Yeah, I mean we're not quite looking at Jack Morris in the 91 World Series or anything, since these guys have given up a run each. But I wouldn't be surprised if we went to extra innings and one or both of these pitchers are still going.
Breaking ball to begin Gilbert's at bat. Misses for ball one. You bring that up, do you know how many pitches he threw in the 91 World Series? Are you
in that game? I'm kind of I'm looking at the stats right now. I don't see the pitch count.
This lined into the net and ricochets into the Musselman dugout on the first base line.
I think I do now, though.
Counting at 1-1.
126.
Okay. You just pulled it to me out of thin air, so I wasn't sure if you had that off the dome as well. So.
I always think of John Smoltz versus Jack Morris, him going into extra innings, pitching 10 shutout innings. I think of
fouled off.
A great pitching performance.
Count 1-2 now to Gilbert. Both times up the bat for Gilbert have involved the pitcher and the first baseman. First at bat, it's a 3-1 ground out. Last one, it was a 1-3 double play. So this pitch, trying to get him to chase, is Jameer Brown as he sends one in the opposite batter's box. Count now 2-2. One out, nobody on. Top of the sixth for Musselman. Pitch from Brown. Misses outside on the fastball. The count runs full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Gilbert.
You can tell Jameer's pitching a little more cautiously this time through the order. And some of that could just be that he's thrown almost 80 pitches now, and it doesn't have the command as the same command he did on pitch 8 versus 78.
Here comes the pitch, and that will be a long fly ball foul down the first base side and out of play. That was pitch number 6. This coming pitch number 7 at the at-bat, and I mentioned that because in the previous 2 at-bats for Gilbert, he only totaled 3 pitches seen.
Yeah, Martinsburg has been the one that's really been swinging early in the count and kept Sharp's pitch count down, but so is Musselman.
Oh, this is a liner in between first and second into right field. A third hit of the night for Musselman, in the first from somebody other than Taryn Boyles, who comes up to the plate right here, right now.
chances are, if he were to hit this one in the same spot that he hit the last two, if it gets down, then that's going to give Musselman the lead. We'll see.
Yeah, you can see Christian Alter shifting his way over a little bit in center field because of those hits to left center. R.J. Brown, the left fielder, doing the same. Runner on first, one out. First pitch, breaking ball from Brown to Boyles, outside for ball one.
Well, that means if Boyles can pull one down the line in left field, then I think that's going to score the runner as well, too.
He had a pickoff attempt there that almost got past Loper in front of the bag, but he's able to catch it. Throw it back now to Jameer Brown, who has it. And it's a hit and run. Grounder to second base. Kaufman only play is at first base because of the hit and run. So Gilbert goes to second on the 4-3 fielder's choice ground out for Taryn Boyles for out number 2.
Still
bring
worked
up
out.
Sharp.
Still worked out. That very easily. More than likely would have been a double play. Is that the hit and run?
Great play by Kaufman as well to keep an eye on the ball as that went underneath the legs of the base runner Gilbert, who had to hurdle over it. Nearly was a shield for the ball, but still didn't get past Kaufman as a pickoff attempt behind at second base. Back in is Gilbert.
The wind is picking up. See if that becomes an issue with any balls in the air.
Brown sets. Looks at the runner behind him. Now the first pitch to Sharp. And that'll be outside off the glove of Fox and into the backstop. And that allows Gilbert to take third, as you can clearly tell that there's a storm a brewing here in Martinsburg, as you had a big flash in the sky over to our right there. Now we'll have a mound visit by Coach Sharanecki. We'll see what the result of the game here is, and if it can hang on with, at any moment, it seems like a storm could hit. It's all around us. Just only a matter of time, it feels like, before it's here.
Yeah, I'm no meteorologist, but I'll take a look at the weather app to see what we got going on.
I don't know any meteorologists.
I just know the ones on TV. Topper's shut. Does anyone have his number?
Nope. So here we go after the mound visit. 1-0 count to Sharp. Brown on the mound still for Martinsburg. Runner at third. The go-ahead run for Musselman here in the top of the 6th. This is the pitch. Fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike. The count 1-1. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 6th as well. Martinsburg trying to keep this game deadlocked at 1 apiece. Brown sets, wind up, and the pitch. Big swing and a miss by Sharp for strike 2.
It's nasty, man. He got him. He got him with the chase out in front of that one. Big time.
1-2 pitch. Tried to get him to chase again. This time, Sharp did not. Count 2-2. Great job by Fox as well to shift over into the opposite batter's box side to keep that ball in front of him, as you've already had one wild pitch get by to put the runner at third. 2-2 pitch. Fastball. Just outside, says the home plate umpire. Count now full 3-2 to Sharp.
Ooh. From my angle, I think that's the right call, but it was incredibly close. And I'm not surprised he went to the fastball with how much off speed he was giving him.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third, top of the 6th. Payoff pitch from Brown to Sharp. Grounded right back up the middle to Jameer Brown. He'll throw it to Loper at first to retire the side and keep this ball game tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day. by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We're back here at P.O. Faulkner Park, being serenaded by Chuck over there as well. Bottom of the 6th, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Didn't know it was karaoke night here at the ballpark as well, possibly.
It's hard not to turn into Adam Scott and Step Brothers when this song comes on. Sweet Child of Mine, you know.
Getting requests now being offered up, too, here. So, we'll see. But due up for Martinsburg here in the bottom of the 6th. 4, 5, 6 batters. Green, Henderson, Armolt, as Tanner Sharp still out on the mound for Musselman. It is a 1-1 ball game here tonight between these two teams.
Yeah, Martinsburg's got 4, 5, 6 in the order due up, but it hasn't really mattered what part of the order has been up for either side. Not much doing. Martinsburg has gotten 5 hits. 2 of them have been from their number 9 hitter. They've got no hits from number 4 to number 7 in the order.
First pitch to Green. Big swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Green, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Next pitch. That's going to be an opposite field fly ball. That is deep. Backing up is Perachek. Makes the catch over his head for out number 1.
He put a ride on it, but just pretty much everything that's been hit so far has been at somebody.
You got the wind blowing, too, towards that way. Just not enough power behind it by Green. As Grant Henderson now will step up the bat. Henderson also 0 for 2.
Dylan,
grounded out and flew out. Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah, this is the part of the order that they've yet to get a hit from. Green, Henderson, Armolt, and Loper. 3 of their 5 hits from the 8 and 9 hitters. That's pretty unusual for Martinsburg so far this season.
First pitch to Henderson. Fastball at the letters for strike 1. Henderson steps back in. Pitch from Sharp. Breaking ball that drops in for strike 2 as Henderson froze up on that one.
Sharp is still dealing. His pitches just seem like they're hard to figure out, whether it's the movement.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Down goes Henderson for out number 2.
Yeah, he's doing a little better in terms of the pitch count department than Jameer Brown at the moment, where through 5 2/3 he's now just 75 pitches. If he can get Armolt out, he'll probably be around 10 pitches better than Jameer Brown through 6 innings.
First pitch misses for a ball. Count 1-0. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th. 1-1 between Musselman and Martinsburg. Next pitch to Armolt. Check swing. You definitely went around, did Armolt. He doesn't even try to appeal it. Count 1-1. Sharp working quickly now as well. He's set and ready to go as Armolt steps in and gets the sign. A 1-1 pitch. Low and away for ball 2.
You can tell he's feeling confident. And he's right to be feeling confident. And Martinsburg, especially in the last few innings, has really not gotten much.
Next pitch, fastball, popped foul over our heads here in the press box, out of play. Count now 2-2 to Harmon. Harmon taking his time before stepping back in to continue this at bat against Sharp. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is a hard ground ball sent by Armolt to shortstop. McClintock bobbles it. His throw to first, though, still in plenty of time, as yet again 3 up and 3 down. Go Martinsburg. 1-1. So we head to the 7th between Musselman and Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School baseball on WRNR Martinsburg and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Providing reliable
We welcome you back as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call them at 304-263-3361. 1-1 between Musselman and Martinsburg as we head here to this final inning in regulation. We could have some free baseball potentially coming if nobody can score here in the 7th, as Musselman will send up 5, 6, 7 hole hitters in its lineup here against Jameer Brown, who so far is at 89 pitches. Pitch count limit 110. Keep in mind, as the first pitch number 90, it's a breaking ball that slips out of Brown's hand and stays outside to McClintock for ball 1.
Yeah, as well as he's pitched, it's not a surprise that his pitch count is a little further up than Sharp's. He's been more of a strikeout pitcher. He's got 6 of them. He's walked 1.
Next pitch, contact made. It's a pop-up by McClintock into shallow left field, and that's going to drop behind Grant Henderson, the shortstop. Running in was R.J. Brown. Not sure if maybe at the last second Brown was trying to call him off. Henderson was there, and that's a error that allows McClintock to get first base to begin this top of the 7th.
Well, that's how Martinsburg's got their 1 run. Earlier was errors at shortstop.
Runner goes. First pitch is a strike. The throw down. Close, but not in time. McClintock takes second. Count 0-1 to Parachek.
Very fast. McClintock got a nice jump. Good acceleration. Got the top speed. Quick.
So no balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner on second now. A go-ahead run for Musselman. Brown on the mound for Martinsburg. Sets, windup and the pitch. Misses for a ball.
I wouldn't have been surprised whatsoever if Coach Hartman signaled for a sacrifice there to get him to third, but I think with McClintock on second, with his speed, I think you're all right with just letting guys swing away.
Big kick and pitch. Fastball blown by Parachek on the swing for strike 2.
And, holding the runner at second base opens up a huge hole in between third base and shortstop that Parachek can get the bat on the ball and pull it to that side. He's got a real good shot at an RBI.
Brown looks at the runner twice behind him before firing it home on the 1-2. It's a High pitch. Count now runs to 2-2. Still nobody out here. Only 2 batters faced in this 7th. First one was that error. And the pop-up to shortstop. Put McClintock to first. He just stole second here. This at-bat for Parashek. As Jameer Brown steps off the rubber, and we'll get a timeout called as Braden Fox, his catcher, wants to go out and have a brief word with him. It's Musselman 1, Martinsburg 1.
And Musselman would be smart to work long at bats here. Absolutely. Still at only 95 pitches.
The discussion's over. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Parachek is down for out number 1. Another strikeout on the night for Jameer Brown. Make it 7 total for number 27. It's Will Pavanelli up the bat. Runner on second. 1 out. The pitch to Pavanelli. High fastball for ball 1.
But once you get past McClintock in the 5-hole, no one has gotten on base for Musselman, 6 through 9. So it's good. It's a good sign for Brown if he can keep it up.
Brown takes a deep breath, looks at the runner behind him, and a time called before the pitch by Will Pavanelli. Pavanelli, the righty, steps back in now. Brown steps back on the rubber. Ump says play ball. Pitch. Breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Count 1-1. You can see the lightning all around us. Nothing close enough to delay this game. I don't see this game being delayed, period. As the runner goes, pitch inside, Fox fires to third. Is it in time? No! The tag down by Zarnecki on the back of McClintock. McClintock's hand was already on the bag. And now it looks like we might be getting word that it was a hit by pitch, which means the play is dead. McClintock has to go back to second.
Wow, that's actually, you don't love putting the guy on first base, but that's kind of a lucky break for Martinsburg in a way.
So 1 out, runners at first and second now for Musselman here in the top of the 7th, as we get a mound visit by Aaron Byler, Martinsburg's head coach, to go and have a brief word with Jameer Brown, who's now at 99 pitches. O's 1.
Good for them. Well, at least now for Brown and Martinsburg, you have a force at every base in the infield for second, third.
Oh, looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter. And for Woolham, now batting is Jacob Weiser. First pitch, taken for a strike.
Well, if you're going to use your guys on the bench, this is the time. And like I mentioned, 6 through 9 in the order had not gotten on base until that hit by pitch.
So, runners at first and second. Noise being made from the Musselman dugout to try to get in Jameer Brown's head. It's his pitch. Fastball that is just outside. The count now 1-1.
I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe just a little outside. That was the closest one I've seen over on this side.
A 1-1. Looks like the same spot. This time it's a strike. At least from my viewpoint.
That's my
but
thought
I'm not
too.
down there.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Weiser up the bat now and a time called.
As close as they are, hey, cut them down the middle. One's a ball, one's a strike. There you go.
Keep everybody happy. Or frustrated.
It's probably more like everybody's mad at that point. Which, if you're an umpire, that's kind of how it ends up anyway.
That's true. Jameer Brown will step off, throw to second, and that ball's going to get off the glove of the shortstop Henderson. And that allows McClintock to go to third. And Grant Henderson trying to say to the field umpire that McClintock smacked that ball.
I'll look at the replay.
Runners on the corners now.
My first look at the replay doesn't show much.
It's going to be hard to tell from our angle as well with the cameras, unfortunately. 1-2, runner goes from first. Pitch outside, goes past Fox. Runner coming home, and he's in safely. Musselman takes the lead on the wild pitch here in the top of the 7th, 2-1 over Martinsburg.
Wow.
A costly mistake there. Gives the Applemen the lead.
And I will say, looking through, after this
pitch,
maybe.
It's going to be a soft grounder, slap to the first baseman. He'll throw it to Jameer Brown, who runs over to step on first for the out. Out number 2 is on the play. Pavanelli goes to third.
We'll say, looking back at the replay of that, the play at second, the pickoff throw, McClintock, the ball was pretty much right on the line of his arm, and I think it was kind of an awkward play for Henderson to try to reach around his arm. But McClintock, if you look closely, he wasn't actually even looking at the ball when it came past in the end. He kind of turned his head back towards that way as it was passing him, basically. But it did kind of look in real time like it was, Henderson, his arm got hit by McClintock's.
Now batting. It's a pinch hitter yet again here. Austin Zacharias. First pitch. Misses for a ball.
This is a tough break for Jameer Brown. He's still pitching well, even up to around 100 pitches. Probably up over it at this point.
Next pitch. At the knees and taken for a strike by Zacharias. The count now 1-1.
And 102 now for Brown, so he can still make it out of this inning.
Pitch. Last ball taken for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out. Runner on third for Musselman. Now leads Martinsburg 2-1. Brown sets the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Zacharias to end the inning. But Musselman is able, on a wild pitch, to take the lead. Martinsburg down to its final 3 outs on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms and be fast in seeking medical attention. B. Balance loss. E. Eyesight changes. F. Face drooping. A. Arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. And T. Time to call 911. Immediate treatment can decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
We welcome you back here as we head to the bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Looks like after being pinch hit for, both Woolham and Hinchman have re-entered into right field and third base. Due up here in the bottom of the 7th for Martinsburg. Bottom of the lineup, Loper, Kaufman, Brown, the 7, 8, and 9 batters in a 2-1 deficit here now against Musselman.
Now, normally you would say this is the part of the lineup you would rather not see up in a situation like this, down to your last 3 outs. But today, 3 of Martinsburg's 5 hits have come from Kaufman and Brown in the 8 and 9 spots. And Loper has had 2 very well hit balls just right at outfielders.
First pitch from Sharp to Loper. It's ball 1. Yeah, you look at game changer, they have it as that. For me, only have Martinsburg with the 3 hits and the 2 errors, so depends on how you look at things. But still, yeah, Brown, that being RJ, 2 for 2 day. Kaufman had the error or single, however you want to put it. Loper has made solid contact as this pitch taken for a strike. Count 1-1. He's 0 for 2, but both outs fly balls to center field, so he's putting the ball in play and hitting it deep, but hitting it where the defense is. Now 1-1. Breaking ball, lined foul down the first base line. Count now 1-2.
That is a fair point that Kaufman's hit very well could have been ruled an error. So, it's however you look at it. But yeah, Brown has he got that infield bunt single, got himself a hit in the left field in the 9 spot. But see what Loper can do first.
1-2 pitch outside and called strike 3 on the corner of the plate. Loper goes down looking for out number 1.
Like you said, Sharp is just a tough pitcher to figure out. He's got great movement on his pitches. It's not terribly fast, so it can be maybe a little unorthodox compared to a lot of the pitching these guys can see.
Kaufman's first pitch he sees of the at-bat is high for ball 1 from Sharp. Sharp now at 85 pitches, so he's got plenty of space to go the distance if needed. As the next pitch, fastball on the outside part of the plate, taken for a strike by Kaufman. The count now 1-1. Next pitch, slapped foul over the first base dugout by Kaufman. The count now 1-2. One out, nobody on. 2-1, Musselman leads Martinsburg here in the bottom of the 7th. Kaufman costs time before Sharp can pitch as he steps out. Time is granted. I'll step back in. Sharp sets. We play. The pitch. High for ball 2.
It's a huge spot for Kaufman to be in. As you mentioned towards the beginning of the game, he's only had 4 at-bats coming into this game, and 2 of them were yesterday.
Breaking ball drops in, and back-to-back strikeouts looking for Martinsburg. This is huge here by Tanner Sharp. Well, it looks like just continues to get stronger and stronger out on the mound as the game goes on for Musselman.
Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the guy on the mound for the other team. Like, tonight you had our number. And obviously there's still one more out to work with to tie this back up or get the win. But he's been dealing. This is an absolute gem.
R.J. Brown up to bat. First pitch. I'll take. It's just outside for ball 1. Brown, 2 for 2 today, but also leads Martinsburg in strikeouts so far this year. A 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball. Freezes Brown for a strike. Count 1-1. He wanted to offer, kept it back, and again, That breaking ball by Tanner Sharp just drops in. The 1-1. Breaking ball. Strike 2.
Wow.
Musselman faithful starting to make some noise. Applemen 1 strike away from back-to-back wins in the conference. We get a time called now by Aaron Byler, Martinsburg head coach, to delay this one just a little bit and play some mind games here with Musselman.
This is your baseball version of icing the kicker?
It does seem that way.
That's why I would do too. So it's a good idea, and you can talk to your batter. He's down 1-2 in the count. This is a pressure situation for a high school kid to be in. He knows the situation up there when he steps into the batter's box. If he gets out, team loses. So good on the coach to give him some words of encouragement.
R.J. Brown back in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt for a ball. Count 2-2 now.
And it's pretty wild for Sharp to still be in a position where he can throw waste pitches like that, try to get guys to chase. That's only pitch 93.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sharp on the mound, trying to close this one. The pitch swung on and missed. Sharp strikes out the side and gives Musselman the 2-1 victory over Martinsburg. That's a way to end it. Musselman improves to 500, 13-13 on the year, now 2-8 in conference play as they upset Martinsburg, who falls now to 14-10, 5-4 in conference play. Again, final score: Musselman 2, Martinsburg 1. Step aside, take a 2-minute break, then we'll be back with our post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Apple Blossom is proud to celebrate its 98th festival. Join us at 2 inspirational events that will move you to your core. Friday's prayer brunch presented by Nouse Musselman Foods is a fan favorite, so get your tickets early and enjoy lunch and guest speaker Angela Donadio. Our final event on Sunday, May 4th is the Contemporary Christian Concert presented by Clean Water of Virginia, featuring artist Matthew West. Join us at the Tolly Dental Zone on the Shenandoah University campus. Visit thebloom.com to purchase tickets.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, as we have our post-game show, which is brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Tonight's final score: Musselman 2, Martinsburg 1, as the Applemen take it to improve to 13-13 on the year, get back-to-back conference wins after starting 0-8 in conference play. They get a win yesterday over Hedgesville, and tonight a win over Martinsburg here before the final week of the regular season next week. For Martinsburg, they fall to 14-10, 5-4 in conference play after yesterday's win against number 1 Jefferson. They fall 2-1 tonight against Musselman. Let's now get our game scoring summary brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. It started off with Martinsburg taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third inning for the Bulldogs. They got that 1 run on 2 hits and 2 errors, but unfortunately, when they had the bases loaded, they were only able to get that 1 run across. And then in the top of the 4th, it was Musselman able to respond with a run of its own on 1 hit, that being Taryn Boyles with another double. He had 2 of those here today, and they got him to come home and score on a fielder's choice by Wyatt McClintock, put the game at 1 apiece. And then in the top of the 7th is where Musselman would get its 2nd run, the deciding run, off no hits, 1 error, that being the pop-up that unfortunately landed behind the shortstop Grant Henderson, and then a wild pitch allowed McClintock to come home and score to give Musselman the victory. So we're going to step aside, take another break, make it only a 1-minute break so that we have some time to get our post-game interviews in and get those guys up here. So again, a 1-minute break back at the studio, Nick, and we'll return with post-game interview, game stats, and wrap up this one for the player of the game as well. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, back in 1 minute.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube, as well as we continue with the Palace Lounge post-game show and get into our post-game interviews brought to you by Trips Flooring, as we're now joined by tonight's winning pitcher, Tanner Sharp, who we just learned as he made his way up here as well. Not only is he the winning pitcher, he's the birthday boy tonight too, so happy birthday, Tanner. Congrats on the win. What a way to end it as well. Not only do you go the distance, 7 innings strong, you strike out the side to get the 2-1 win. What's the feeling like for you right now?
It feels really good. I mean, my adrenaline is above the roof. That was just a great game. Had a good team behind me too. They were doing most of the work.
You end up with 6 strikeouts, but for a lot of that game, it seemed like you were doing a really great job of pitching to soft contact for Martinsburg. What do you think is the way that you pitch? Is that the type of way that you like to pitch, to be able to just trust my guys out in the field and keep my pitch count down and win a game that way?
Yes, sir. That's all I really go for. I just try to make them hit light contact. I mean, I know I got a good team behind me.
So with the win now, you guys have back-to-back conference wins as well yesterday over Hedgesville today. Now against Martinsburg, heading here to the final stretch of the regular season. How do you guys kind of carry this momentum forward as you gear up for the postseason?
I just say if we keep just playing as a team, we'll win every game.
It's good to hear. Best of luck to you guys doing that as well. Love to see it. Love to see tonight. You got anything else, Dylan, for Tanner here?
I think that's good. We can let him go and enjoy his birthday.
I was about to say, it looks like the team down below you can see on TV as well, waiting for you down there. So go celebrate that birthday. Go celebrate the win. We'll swap you out here with Coach Hartman.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Y'all
man.
have a good one.
You too.
Well, we just had your winning pitcher on. We'll get your thoughts on his performance here tonight, Coach.
Like you guys said, he limited the damage. Everything he threw tonight was well. He kept them off balance, limited soft contact with the things he was throwing. Pitch count was low all night, and defense worked behind him. If we get those combinations going, we usually are pretty good. And it's been a rarity for us this year where we've been pretty good. In the past couple of nights, we played some good baseball.
And on the other side, Jameer Brown pitched a great game himself. It's just you guys were able to get what you needed to in the end. What were you saying to your guys as you're going through this game? And you were only able to get that one run until really late into the game.
That's the thing with baseball. You just got to keep battling inning after inning. You never know when you're going to catch that break. And we obviously caught a break right there on that pop-up. It found a way to hit the ground, and we took advantage of that and ended up scoring a wild pitch. But it was a great pitch ball game for both teams. Both players, both pitchers threw a phenomenal game tonight, I thought.
It's becoming, yet again, a crazy season in the EPAC. You have a win yesterday against Hedgesville. You have a win now against Martinsburg as well to your resume in the conference. Martinsburg knocked off Jefferson yesterday. Hedgesville's done that as well. Just talk about the competitiveness overall, night in, night out in this conference, and what makes it so special to play ball around here.
There's no bad teams in this area. There's not one single bad team. You cannot overlook any team in the EPAC. And in my opinion, this thing's up for grabs. And if whoever comes out hot and is playing well at the end will probably have an opportunity to represent the EPAC in Charleston. And I'm looking forward to the challenge of that next week or the week after when regionals start. And we struggled in our EPAC games. This week we were 0-6,
I know, your first two.
0-7 going into the week.
0-8, I think.
Something like that, yeah. It was a bunch.
Sorry to kind of rub it in a little bit and keep that number going higher, but hey,
you're right.
Back-to-back wins. Doesn't matter, right?
When you play well at the end of the year and you're peaking at the right time, and hopefully we're doing that right now, and hopefully we can come out next week and continue with that and go into some momentum going into the playoffs.
Another guy that had a great game, Taryn Boyles, 2 doubles, not much offense, so that obviously a huge highlight for your team. Just talk about him and anybody else that I guess stood out to you today.
Taryn's been a leader for me, honestly, since he was his freshman year. He's nothing but a hitter. He really is. And I probably stole another hit from him when I had to steal one, and their second base was kind of cheated up the middle. He probably kept the steal off. He probably sneaks another hit through there. But Taryn's phenomenal. He works so hard on his hitting and his behind the plate approach, and does a great job working with our pitchers and calling the pitches. And I'm going to miss that kid when he's going after this year. That's for certain.
Well, Dylan, I'll let you ask the last question if you have anything. If not, we'll wrap up.
I'll just ask you, how do you want to build on this?
Like I said, it's momentum. It absolutely is. I mean, year after year, the top 2 teams pretty much was Jefferson and Martinsburg and Hedgesville. Those are the top teams. And if you come out and have success against those guys, it obviously gives you confidence you can beat anybody that you're playing. And like I said, hopefully we can continue that next week and continue that momentum and have it going through the playoffs as well. And you never know. You never know who might throw out this thing.
Yep.
All right, well, congrats yet again on the win, Coach. Thank you for joining us
have a good one.
up here. Have a safe trip back, and good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully we'll
Thank you
see you
very
again.
Absolutely.
So there you go. We'll now get into our game stats brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. Not a lot, because on both sides only 3 hits each for Musselman and Martinsburg. 2 of the 3 coming from Boyles for Musselman with those 2 doubles, and the other hit was late in the game from Gilbert. So that is that, and then the RBI from McClintock, and then the wild pitch was the other run for Martinsburg. You had a few hits as well. Alter with the RBI single being the only run for the Bulldogs in the game, and then the 2 other hits coming with those singles from R.J. Brown. The win goes to Tanner Sharp, 7 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, 6 strikeouts, no walks, but the 1 hit by pitch in the first inning. The loss goes to Jameer Brown, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, walked 1, hit 1. Player of the game brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. Dylan, already talked to him, but we'll reiterate it one more time. Player of the game tonight.
Yeah, Tanner Sharp. He just pitched incredibly well. Martinsburg couldn't really figure him out. He was pitching to contact for a lot of the game, but got the strikeouts at the end when he really needed them, and just made it to where Martinsburg just kind of had to tip their cap to him and say, hey, we'll try to get you next time.
So that'll wrap things up for us here tonight. We're back in 12 hours.
Yes, the good news for Martinsburg is, hey, you don't have very long to dwell on this one. This is one of those games where I feel like you just kind of got unlucky, and you can maybe dwell on it and think, oh, we could have done this different. Nope, you play Smithsburg in about,
we'll be back in
less than
just a little bit over 12 hours. 9:45 pregame coverage will start. 10 a.m. first pitch. Martinsburg-Smithsburg here at P.O. Faulkner Park. For Nick Verzolini back at the studio, Kyler High, Alec Epperson, our camera crew, Dylan Bishop alongside me. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off for tonight. Final score yet again: Musselman 2, Martinsburg 1. This has been West Virginia EPAC Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Have a good night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Harmon and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.